right, guys, this is Comics Cast. This is our open studio. This is our open studio. So happy to. This is our third one, I think. But
yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, so the open studio means we bring we invite guests, special artists. We'll invite over. Like right now, Ed just showed up. You know what, Ed? We haven't finished our intro yet. All right, that's fine.
Do the intro.
He's like fashionably late. I'm just gonna roll in.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah. So this is our open mic, our open studio. We have the door wide open. You come in, you leave. The link into the studio is in the chat, so anyone who watches can come in and draw with us. This is like the first time I've seen Ed in forever. So we'll start.
I know. Woo! Bow down. Bow down.
Happy to see Ed again. A big mentor of mine. I've always respected him. Just a great artist, great guy all around, and I'm happy that he is killing it in life right now, just overall, not just in art. So happy for you, buddy. And he knows what I'm talking about. I'm not going to get into his stuff, but happy for you. We've got Vic, your boy Nick. I guess he's going to change up his style. Okay. And then so we'll have some more people coming in as we go. Like I said, it's an open studio. We're just going to hang out, chat, draw. Cool. I'm going to do a Conan painting. That's what I'm going to be doing for the 3 hours. I'll probably be on the whole time because I'm the glue that holds it all together.
You are.
You are.
But Ed,
so you're sticky, is what you're telling me.
Yes. Yeah. Very
okay, good to know. Good to know.
Yeah, it's all about your diet. So this is our mature block, just for the reference. So,
mature block.
so it's not meant for kids. So the conversation may get a little crazy.
Mature block.
Yeah, cool. Definitely.
Now, just so I'm clear, this is live. You guys got it going on Facebook and everything, right?
Yes, we've got it on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. That's the three locations that we go to. Currently, we can't do Instagram, even though Facebook owns Instagram. I would love to do something that's just an Instagram only sort of product, but I haven't really sort of figured it out yet.
Yeah, no, you think StreamYard would sync to that, but they don't yet, right?
Yeah. Right.
It's StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't have their act.
Yeah, and you know what? Honestly, to tell you the truth, StreamYard has started it off really well, and then I think other products have really stepped up their game, and there's definitely other options. So I'm still sort of looking at some other things, but you can do streams now where you watch video and comment on it. So StreamYard has been able to update that. Let's see if we can get they do a little bit of what's that free broadcast software? I can't think of. Oh, we don't have anything up right now. Let's.
Oh, is that OBO or something like that, or
thing? We need a CG element to pull in for that. But yeah, there's some better ones out there. What am I? OBS. Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah, so OBS is a good one. But yeah, so since you've been we've had you on, Vic's come on as part of the team. He's
cool.
He's kind of your the way you color. It's very similar styles for your
right on.
So it's pretty rad hanging out with him. But yeah, it's really just anybody's game. We're basically for Comics Cast, whatever you want to know about us, we're basically looking at launching the app in July. So that'll be our big. Cool. And then I haven't told anybody, but really deep down in my soul, I really want to publish an 8-page magazine about indie comics and with a 1-page spread comic in it for every month. But I haven't told Daryl about that yet, and because I know he's just like, no, we don't have time. We don't have time for what we're doing right now.
Yeah. Well, Comics Cast definitely has some big plans for 2022. So
yeah,
we'll see what happens with that.
And we'll
tell me a little bit about what's going to be on the app.
So the app is going to be a streaming platform for basically X number of comics. So we're probably going to have about 50 publishers with 100 or more comics. Cool. And you'll have the features that you see that we're producing currently on YouTube that will go directly to the app that features different artists and then highlights the ones that are being most read, that sort of thing. So it's a combination. It's a blend of both digital comics that are the highest level. So it's the sort of stuff you saw from Marvel and DC when they had their digital element. So we really didn't want to have something that was half-assed that was a PDF or something like that. It really had to read and feel like a real comic. So
So
that
let me
was
ask you. Sorry, are you guys going to do? Is it going to be like panel movement and scroll, or is it going to be like a page in front of me and I scroll down?
Yeah, so it's going to be digital movement with the pages. You can tap in and zoom into panels. One of the things I was fighting on initially and fighting against the grain was I really wanted that sort of where you could zoom into each panel and then swipe. But the way we went with it was that you can still tap in, you can still move, but it's not going to be a full panel swipe. So you've got the full digital motion with a real page that feels right, but you can zoom all the way in without any pixelation, so it looks great. Cool. And also incorporating outside of the initial streaming purchase price with a little bit more, and we're still working the numbers just for the cost of the physical copy, and then like tiers, whatever, of getting those physical books out to people that are looking for the hard book in their hand. So that's it. That's it in a nutshell. There'll be some other little surprises here and there, some courses that people can learn, like an art section that allows people to learn more about their art.
Cool.
Wink, wink, nudge, nudge to anyone who's in the room who knows how to do that sort of thing. I don't know who that is. And that could be a conversation after we've launched and we're doing well.
I'm always here for you, Joe. You know that, bud. I'm always here for you, Joe. You know that.
Oh yeah, brother. So, and we've had a few for our launch product. We're working with, I'd say, just not to put names out there, but let's say between 5 and 9 IP owners that are going to be working with us in the initial pitch as we develop the website that will be the mock-up for our investors to be able to push for the app. So
cool.
So we've already got quite a few IP owners that are on board to assist as we develop into a place that can be profitable.
Sounds very cool, man.
Yeah.
Right on.
Yeah. So we got a lot of.
Yeah. So what's going on with you, Cons? What's up? I know you're always on some ship somewhere with a bunch of ladies. I don't know what you're doing. No, it's fine.
Is this a direct towards Ed, right? Is that okay? So Ed, I saw you posted earlier tonight the big news about what is this? A new slam for the winter?
Yeah.
Fill us in.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do this.
You know, for the last 3 or 4 years, I've been hosting this annual sequential summer slam through How to Draw Comics and stuff like that. And it's gone really well. Like the submissions. Oh, thanks, Rick. It was my birthday yesterday. I'm old as dirt now.
Oh, happy belated birthday.
Thanks, guys. Sean Mendoza's impression of Joe. Oh, cool.
Yeah. The other day they were all just roasting me because I wasn't in the room. But let's bring Armando in and then hear about this SummerSlam. Hey, Armando, you good? You got it?
Hey, yeah. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah. You sound great. You look great. Hair looks phenomenal.
Yeah.
I'm kind of envying the hair there, man.
A lot of hair, bro. I am definitely envious.
We are talking. Yeah. I know. Mine's thinning out a little bit. I'm just saying. It's rough.
Embrace it. When it starts getting silver, rock that Doctor Strange look.
All right, so Ed's talking about the sequential SummerSlam. This is for anyone who's watching who just wants to draw, who just wants to learn sequential. Like this is perfect. How to draw comics.
Right. So basically, this is me just kind of putting a challenge out there for artists, for amateur artists and stuff. It's not like it's a talent search. It's not Top Cow just launched theirs for the next year. That's different. This is inside of our group with How to Draw Comics. This is not only do you submit it, but we give feedback on all submissions, right? So that was always kind of like, sometimes there's a cash prize, sometimes we give away art, like marker resources, things like that and everything. But we always do up critiques and we'll sit around, sometimes 3 or 4 of us, and give video feedback on whatever is submitted. So this time, my buddy Death Pimison, who did this cover for TMNT, he wrote up a 2-page script for us. And so it's going to be kind of a Christmas thing. It's really simple. We got a almost 2 months deadline on it. And I'm kind of excited because I love turtles.
Yeah, I was excited about seeing this. So
Whose
And what's
artwork is
different
that on
about
the front? Gerald, do you
it's
mind?
Death.
Whose
It's
artwork
Death.
was that? I totally.
That's Death.
Death.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. What I like about this, Ed, this particular challenge, and I thought actually this would have been really cool for the last challenge, but I'm glad that you incorporated it this time around. Well, semi-incorporated was the thing about word bubbles, or like thinking about how dialogue is, because I thought that would have been a natural evolution from the last year's slam to this summer slam. But I appreciate what you were trying to do, which was like give it that Marvel style openness. But I think that kind of like intimidated a lot of people, me included, because I like to have
I want to do whatever the hell I wanted to do. I was.
I don't know, but
I just got busy as shit.
Well, I think it's just that by doing it the format from this summer is that to me, I don't know how it would just be a judging nightmare, because there is just so many possibilities, you know, and now it's very structured, but it allows for creativity. And I like how now, because, you know, I think as up and coming artists, you know, very rarely are they going to get like a open-ended format like this summer where a, you know, I mean, that would be awesome. I think that would be great. But I think that this is actually more of a real world scenario, you know, and I really appreciate what some of the comments that are coming out here, you know, whether you need to start thinking about like the addition of word bubbles for dialogue, lettering, thinking about panels, because I think that is the essential part of sequential storytelling, is that you can have great art, you can be a great pinup artist, but can you arrange the panels?
Gerald, are you going to turn this into a let it out? This is a.
Oh, I just was telling. I'm giving props to Ed, man. So let me give my props to Ed. That's all I got to say. This slam is so great, and I think you and Ed came up with some really cool stuff. So Ed, go ahead and talk.
You know, like, okay, so we've done really tight scripts before. We've done the Marvel method of really loose and stuff like that. I wanted to throw that out there because I want to give variety. Like each, just like how I've got a lot of different students out there. Each one learns in their own way, and so I wanted to give different types of prompts to see how people react to them and stuff. 2 pages is also very intimidating for somebody to draw 2 pages. Sometimes 1 page was easy for people to tackle. 2 pages got tougher. You know, it's for judging though. I don't think it's ever hard. Like I've got some minimum requirements. Follow what I wrote, and then do your best with what you can do otherwise and stuff. So if somebody doesn't follow, well, actually in this case what Death wrote, but if somebody doesn't follow the instructions of the script, then they're automatically failing in some way. Because I'm looking at it as an editor, looking at it, I'm like, okay, well, you know, I've given a minimum requirement, because the reason I asked you to do this is because maybe I have another book, or the next page I'm going to have tied in with something else or whatever. So don't get, you know, if I say you start at A and end at F, I want you to end at F, right?
So,
like that's.
Let me understand. So let's say you wanted somebody to shoot a very specific type of spider webbing, and they came to you and they had spaghetti webbing. Are you telling me that you'd be the guy that said, I don't want spaghetti webbing, even though it looks super cool?
I feel like I'm stepping into a previous argument here, possibly. So I'm not sure. Personally, I love spaghetti webbing, but whoever pays the bills gets to call the shots in whatever type of webbing it is.
That is true.
Whoever pays the bills better like spaghetti webbing. I'm just saying that.
Sure. Yeah. I love spaghetti webbing and stuff like that, right? So,
that's in my opinion, bro.
I think for when it comes to like these challenges, this is about just giving a nudge to the people in the group. This is not really about. Sometimes it's about like, hey, you're learning deadlines. Hey, we're going to teach you paneling and you know how to transition and all that kind of stuff. But I would say 80% of it is pushing people into getting something done.
Yeah, I mean, and that was one of the fight backs about how to draw. Like you work on how to draw, you get a lot of pinups where people are just killing it, absolutely killing it. I mean, when I say they or them, that's me. Like I'm not even like gonna pretend like I'm running around doing sequentials, but it's how to draw comics. And I love that you guys came together and found a way to come up with a challenge that now we're on the 3rd or 4th one, and it's fantastic. So for me, I'm just going to throw this out there. You can tell me to pack sand. I would love, and this wasn't planned, I just thought of it now or a few minutes ago. I would love to do something where we are able to donate something for the winners, the top
that'd be awesome.
winners.
Man.
If that's purchasing art supplies or just money prize, whatever you guys want us to do, with a specific, 3-digit limit.
Sure.
3 numeric digit limit.
Plus Waco will donate some stuff too.
Yeah. So whatever we can do to get, it's too easy. So I won't win it because I'm not that good. So there's no way I can give it to myself. So, and if Gerald wins, he's automatically not
disqualified. He's out. I think I think whether it's Comics Cast, whether it's your app, people look at How to Draw Comics and they think, okay, these are businesses in a way and everything, right?
Yeah.
But the truth is, it's just small creators like all of us sitting here that are pushing and trying to promote things and everything. So whenever we have prizes, that money comes out of our pockets, right? Like we're putting that out there, not because it's huge money or anything, but like I said, it's just to give people a nudge and say, hey, listen, this guy won first place, gets $100 in the pocket or whatever for his effort. But it's really about whether you win it or lose it. It's about getting it done and then getting some hopefully some solid feedback afterwards. And I've got like hours upon hours of video feedback that me and others have given the entrance and stuff. And
that's what I was going to say. I mean, if you don't get cash prizes or art or whatever it is, pencils or art supplies, you're getting the feedback. Like that's huge just by itself. And that's entering.
Especially nowadays where there's not a lot of cons running or anything like that, where you can't bring your portfolio around. So like I said, that push to get something done, and everybody who finishes one is like, damn, I'm just so glad I finished. Like that's awesome, right?
Yeah.
And Victor's awesome, right? But that's the satisfaction that people get after they enter is like, that's just thanks for having this because it pushed me. And then afterwards is like, hey, thanks again for that feedback. I never looked at the panel that way. I thought the angle would flow a little bit different than I intended, and that kind of stuff is
that
also
sounds
great.
Like he's talking right to you, Gerald.
No, it's like he's not.
I remember your last
about that.
Wait,
he's telling me about my wonky drawing style, and I've coined that, Ed. I've embraced it. The wonky style is something you gave me, and I'm running with it. But I do appreciate your feedback because you're right. I do need to clean up my my line work and be more confident in terms of delivering it. And I have to say, I've you donated your course to me. I checked it out. Lots of great knowledge in there. I encourage everybody who's watching this to hit up Ed with check out his courses. There's just gold in there, man. There's lots of great knowledge, and there's like tons of people that attest to it too. So yeah.
Like
I'm one of those. Yeah.
I'm gonna say I'm the first one to say I'm not the greatest artist out there. I think there's better artists. I think everybody has their skills, and my one skill that I kind of have, I maybe two or something like that, right? Is
yes, two, not one.
Yeah, maybe two. Depends if you ask my girlfriend or not. But like I'm fairly good at deconstructing and reconstructing and explaining that process. Right. So whether it's breaking down how some of our idols from the 90s draw or something like that, like I'll break down and say, okay, well, this is how Jim Lee, how he uses proportions. This is how, Rick Leonardi, his proportions look like and stuff. And so when I do that and then I build it back up, not everybody, but a lot of people will say, oh, now I get it. I didn't get it by following Loomis, or I didn't get it. Oh, thanks, Jim. And they get it when it comes to me. Now you got to find the teacher that works for you, right? Like everybody's got to find whatever works for them and stuff. But I'm happy when I hear that my method worked for a few people or something, right?
Perfect.
Good stuff.
And I think the biggest thing is breaking it down. A lot of new artists don't understand what form is. So they can draw a line that they see, but then the line isn't actually attached to another line that symbolizes the form. Yeah, and that's one of the things I love about how you break it down. And I know my kids don't watch my shows, so I'll just say this. So definitely a big Christmas present to my kids are going to be your tutelage. Woo! So cool. That's going to be exciting.
I'm excited for it, actually. Yeah. I remember meeting your kids in Seoul at the Comic-Con.
Yeah, that was the first time I was like, this is so funny. So when I used to watch How to Draw Comics, and I'd listen to the podcast, so there wasn't any video at that point. It was all
No, there wasn't. No.
And I was like, "That's Ed." I was like, "That's Ed."
Fuck.
He's bigger in real life.
And you met me, and I'm like, oh, he's just a goofball.
Yeah.
I
I was like,
didn't
"Oh,
hear
okay."
it.
He's a normal
I didn't
human
hear
being.
it.
So good times. But
Yeah.
anyway, we got other people on the panel, and I feel bad because this isn't a
let's
panel,
talk
this is
to
a studio.
you
This is a
guys. Your boy
studio.
Nick.
So Armando, welcome to the studio. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for responding and being like, yeah, totally, I totally.
Yeah,
get it.
sorry I was late. I completely forgot this was happening.
I
I was sick all week, so I'm a little bit.
It's like it's whatever. Yeah,
I'm
whatever.
on I'm on Dayquil and NyQuil and whatever's in our
Nice.
medicine cabinet right now. So
nice. You mixed it up, a
but
little
yeah,
cocktail.
no, I appreciate it. I'm always happy to be involved with you guys, and you guys are doing great stuff. So
Yeah,
Well,
I want to
thank
say to Armando, hey man, I'm so happy for your wife, and I'm glad her treatment is doing really well.
oh yeah, man.
Prayers to you and your family. I keep up. I see your posts, and I mean you're an art beast, but it's always nice to see the dog pictures, the family pictures, the wife pictures. I feel like I'm a part of the Ramirez family because I get to see all that stuff. But
I kind of feel I have to do that sometimes. Or people think I don't have a life outside this room. You know, they kind of.
Well, it's probably a good thing.
Where's my commissions at? I was like, oh, sorry, man. I actually have to.
Well, you're
spend time with
I got dogs.
No, but everybody's been great, man. I mean, of course, I know everybody has had a rough past 2 years, and ours definitely affected us. So everybody's been more than supportive and very concerned and very genuinely sending good vibes. So we appreciate it from everybody. So
good.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I mean, I always love it. I for some reason I fell off the map with you as far as like seeing you on Instagram and stuff. Like I used to see you like all the time. I don't know if you switched gears and did something else, but
yeah, you know what, man? Like
I
I did stop posting for a while, but now I've kind of posted back. But I think just the algorithms, I might have to find what's better for my algorithm to post, because I used to go live late at night too, and I used to get quite a few viewers, and now not so much. And
was that
I even tried doing different
the
times
sales?
and things, and that didn't. It's not, so I just got to get back into kind of like a rhythm of it. But yeah, other people too have been like, I haven't seen you post it, and I said, oh, I have posted, and then they go, oh, I didn't see this, or they'll comment on something that I posted like 2 weeks ago or something, and it's just the algorithms, man. It's hard. Social media is becoming such a Goliath of a platform that it's so hard. You literally have to stay on top of who you want to follow and who you want to keep in contact, whether it be somebody like a comic book artist that you like, or just friends and family, to keep up with their daily lives. You have to like literally follow and put the notifications on, or else you won't see from them for a while. So, but I do appreciate anytime I touch base with people or other creators as well. So
Well, are you planning on drawing tonight, or do you?
Yeah, man, I'm hanging out a little bit. I got my medicine dosage, so I'll be awake for a little bit. I'll be conscious and being able to create. I don't know what I'm gonna do. My workspace.
All right. So you're just gonna
me and
figure
my
it
son,
out.
I put him to work this past week. I'm like, look, dude, you gotta help me out because this room is trash. We gotta get it together, and it's still a mess. I mean, there's commissions everywhere. I'm finding commissions that I thought I mailed out. So it's crazy, man. But it's good. It's good. It's getting me back into that creative mindset and that zone that I'm used to. So
that's a tough deal, being able to having commissions everywhere and just tripping over your commissions.
I know.
That's rough, right?
It's tough to be wanted,
I know, it's so terrible.
Here's a question. I got a question for everybody. How many commissions would you put yourself in the hole for? What I mean by that is at 5 projects or something like that, at 3, at 10, where do you say, okay, I'm not taking any more?
For me,
about 5, because I'm sitting at 3 right now with a total of about $1,500. So I got to get that shit done nowish.
I can't afford to say no. I mean, I tell people, look, man, this is the deal. Normally my wait time is this long, but I can't guarantee you. So you can either get on board or not. I mean, but but I also don't exclude anybody. So there's no like, if you want to wait till later, you can always hit me up, or it's just kind of then. But also, I'm really, I try to keep that communication open and I'm very honest of like, hey, I'm not gonna get to it. And I refunded 2 people the other day just because in Christmas time, and I'm like, hey man, if you want the money, it's cool. You can ask for it, and if I can afford it, But I mean, I think that's the most important thing when working in this kind of industry and especially fans and stuff is just that open communication and letting them know where you're at. Because some people they don't really understand how hard it is for us trying to do private commissions and trying to seek work and trying to do personal projects and trying to build your portfolio, and wanting to do stuff that you want to do. So, and your family time. And then you have some people that really do understand it because they've either been in the collecting game long enough or they are creators as well. So,
yep.
I like to give them the "I'm too busy" price. Yeah. It's like
that works sometimes too. Yeah.
You've hit your kind of cap of commissions. Mine is 5 because I'm running a business. I'm editor, I'm publisher, I'm doing all these other things. So I'll give them like
dog
a
whisperer
40% markup. I usually do that. The dog requires a ton of attention. And most of the time, I would say about 99% of the time, it's like, oh wow, okay, that's too rich for my blood. But I get that one dude that's like, yeah, I don't care, I'll pay it.
Wow.
I'm like,
where's that dude?
Yeah, that was my. I don't have time to do this ridiculous price.
It's like I just gave myself a 34% markup on what you want me to do, and they're like, yeah, that's cool. I'm like, all right,
wow.
Whenever you get it done, and I'm like, okay, so I have unlimited time to do this, and you're gonna pay me up front. Okay, cool. I'll sign you in.
Yeah, actually, after that con that we were at, I sold a piece that was ridiculously overpriced, but I didn't even put a price tag on it. I was just like, yeah, well, I'll do it like, I don't know, $110 or whatever. And the guy's like, oh, you worked on it for this long? I'm giving you at least $350. And I was like, well, okay.
I think that term of like with us as being individual artists, like overpriced, I don't think, because I mean, that's going to change. I mean, like the more notoriety you get and the more that your workload takes on, that changes over time. So I think in the moment, it's a perfect price for whatever fits your needs and what you need to keep pushing, right? Like to keep pushing that career and keep pushing your skill. So I think I think for some people, it may seem, or like even to you when you're talking to someone and they say, oh, I can't afford that. You might think, oh man, it's overpriced, but that's just for their budget,
Right, exactly.
Because, I've seen them pay,
we put a lot of price
thousands of dollars for a head sketch from like Jim Lee or whatever, I'm not saying that that's not warranted, but also it's like, I'm over here doing, full 11x17s for like 150 sometimes or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, so you have to think, and it's hard because you feel like you don't want to hurt anybody's feelings. You don't want to come off as like a rude person or anything like that. But at the same time, you have to keep that path that you're setting for yourself, so. Yeah,
and I'd say you probably undercut yourself.
Family for a June week.
Oh, well, those aren't my prices. No, I'm just saying, like,
no, okay.
You know what I mean?
Well, what about Vic? I haven't heard anything from Vic about any of this yet.
I don't take, I usually cut it at 2, only just so busy. And and I when I get a commission, I do everything myself, so I know it's going to take some time. And I usually cap it at 2 because I don't want to be like having to work on something else and then telling somebody, oh, you know what, like, can you wait a couple of weeks, because whatever. I'll tell them, like, I'm just busy right now. Can't do it. Check back with me, like, in a month or 2. But yeah, I usually don't like to go over 2 because then I start getting overwhelmed. I'm like, what am I going to work on today? I need to get this done. You need to get this out. I just want to focus on those 2 things, get them done, out the door, and then I could make a post about another commission, like a commission's open. Do that.
I don't do art anymore, so what do I know? I don't do enough art to sell it. So
you don't do art anymore, Joe? Really?
Well, I mean, I sketch. It's more of a hobby now at this point. I'm not trying to make any money off of it. The focus is the business, so I don't really spend a whole lot of time. if I'm not doing art on camera, I'm probably not doing art, and that's the struggle. So it's a lot of it is planning. It's either it's family life, it's the 9 to 5, or it's planning and building. That's like basically, and I sleep.
No, and I don't advertise openly on Facebook or any of my social medias that I'm looking for commissions. It's usually private friends, people that I've known for a while, people I choose dirt and blood with, through my course of being a soldier. And that's what I'm working on tonight. I'm taking my character, Phantom Hawk, and retrofitting him to be a World War II guy sitting on top of a Sherman firing a Thompson, because my buddy, a fellow Ranger, was like, hey man, I got this autistic kid, my nephew, that's really awesome, and he loves World War II history, he loves, the Army, go Army, beat Navy, and so I'm doing this commission for him, so I'm giving him the old steel pot, and I have to retrofit Phantom Hawk's tech, make it fit that time. So I'm going to give him a Thompson. Maybe you guys can help me out here. I'm still kind of divided whether I'm going to give him the stick mag or the old drum.
Drum.
I like a drum.
Do you think the drum,
man?
Yeah.
Drum, baby. So
that's what everybody knows.
I'm giving them that retrofit look, and my phone is loaded with all these reference pictures of World War II soldiers. Sherman. I've never drive a Sherman before or draw a Sherman, so it's crazy.
So just so you guys know, hey, we've got Armando. If you ever want to hear more about him, we've got a full feature video on our YouTube channel about Armando. He sits down and does the Joker. I think it was the Joker, right? He did the Joker for us.
Oh yeah, for that artist. Yeah.
The inside the artist studio. That's on our YouTube channel, and we also have one for Nick as well. It's not out yet. It's gonna be released when the Winter Soldier comes out again, because he drew the Winter Soldier. So we'll release it at the same time.
That could be a while.
My camera's not on my desk. I have the piece right here in my hand.
All right. Oh yeah, there it is. Nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Very cool.
Did you ever move it?
No, it's right in the top left corner since I drew it.
Nice.
It's a good piece, I don't know how other artists are, but I know how I am. Like if I draw a really good piece, that I'm actually proud of, which is hard for artists. Like, oh man, this is dog shit. I'll keep it where I can keep an eye on. I'm like, okay, I was able to do that. I can do this. What I'm working on right now.
Oh yeah. So speaking of that, this is what I don't know if I'd say I'm super proud of it, but this is I painted this during the last stream I was on. So I guess 2 weeks ago.
Very cool.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Just to get out there, make a mess.
I don't know if you're proud of it. I'm proud of it. Awesome.
Here's
So anyway, are we seeing? Okay, that's not your artwork, Armando. I don't know what you're doing right now.
We're doing
well, if I can find something. Like I said, all this stuff is.
Armando's got comics all over the place, by the way. Artwork all over that studio. It's
true artist.
You know what? I want to see Ed draw. I've seen him do draw overs, but I want to see him draw. Yeah, I want to see him. I want to see the magic happen.
It's all post-production. I don't believe it. I'm not buying it.
I'll draw someday. I don't know about today. I got to say, when Joe was talking about how little he's drawing nowadays, I almost feel like so much of my work is just I've been researching into ClickFunnels and doing all this digital marketing work. And it's as an artist, we can all relate to this. How do we make money? Right. We draw, we put it down on paper, digital, whatever it is, and we sell it. And I was always bothered by that because I'm like, listen, it never seems like I can make enough money per hour to actually make this make a lot of sense for me. Right. Maybe if I get a really, really big name for it. So I remember a while back, I started to think of, well, what are different ways for me to expand on this or something. Right. And, so I've been working very hard to not draw very much. What I mean by that is to maximize when I do draw, that I can now sell that drawing 20 different dimensions or 20 different directions and stuff like that or something. Yeah. Right. So if somebody offers me a commission, they'll be like, hey, can you draw Spidey for me or something, right? I'll be like, okay, well, my usual price for this quick sketch, let's call it $100, right? I'll be like, okay, but I'll give it to you for 75. If I can do what I want with it after, you can do whatever. Here's your piece or whatever it is, right? But I want to do what I want with it after, right? So then I make prints, shirts, whatever it is, right? And then I'm trying to maximize as much as I can. And I've kind of taken that philosophy also into like my art courses and everything. Like I try to maximize that. Like when I am sitting down, I'm creating something. So like, let's say I'm doing that same Spidey one. Well, I'll sit down and I'll record it as I'm drawing it. I'll record me drawing Spidey, and then I'll throw that into one of my courses or one of my units or something and say, okay, well, here's how we might approach, some dynamic action or,
right. Well, you draw a man
or whatever it might be or something like that. Right.
Yeah.
And so that's what I'm drawing most of the time is because I'm sadly not drawing for fun as much anymore. And I'm actually looking at Vic's work right now, looking at his pencil work and loving a lot of it. So I'm kind of being envious. I was like, fuck, I got to sit down and start drawing right now or something. Right. But there's been something going on in my head where I'm like, I got to fucking make money, and I know that sounds greedy. And as an artist, sometimes people be like, you're all dirty and you think of money first. But I'm like, fuck no, I'm a single dad.
Yeah.
I'm a single dad that needs to pay the house. Right. So for me, I just think, okay, well, if I am sitting down and drawing, and that doesn't mean I wouldn't draw with you guys or whatever. That just means usually in my head, I'm like, okay, well, what do I got in front of me and how can I optimize it? And that's often, and sadly, it works out that I'm doing more emailing or correspondence or course bundling or trying to negotiate on my IPs or something like that kind of stuff, more so than I am actually drawing now.
I think everybody.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think everybody has to find their own, like exactly like you said, like what can support, like you as a single dad, what, like I have to support my family, Vic has to support his family, Joe has to support his family in our own different ways. Because like when I first started going to cons, before I would just go like take my portfolio, whatever, but then I started like exhibiting and I'd see all these people doing prints and I'm like, oh, I got to do prints. But then none of my prints would sell. People won't want originals, which is great because I would make money, but also blew money on making prints. Now I have like packs of prints everywhere, right?
Yeah.
And then I would go to certain cons thinking, okay, well, maybe let me just try to do these originals to sell so I don't have to work as hard. But then people wouldn't like want those characters or they wouldn't want, and then I'd still have to draw at the table. And I wouldn't get to talk to people about what I'm working on or what. So what I started doing was like, okay, I'm drawing all the time. I've got stacks of art everywhere. My wife is fed up of tripping over my stacks of sketches and sketchbooks. So I just started making piles, man. And I just put a pile of just paper on the table that's like this high and then like $5. Cool. You pick whatever you want, $5 each. I mean, sometimes they were just prelims. Sometimes they were full blown 11x17s. Yep. And it got people to my table. And if they didn't see anything they liked, they would at least stay to look through that pile. And I could talk to them about what they're into or, what kind of, there's this artist that does this anime over here. There's this artist that does this. Or, oh, yeah, we're actually working on a book or we're actually working on a character. And I actually made a little bit of gas money. And then also I got to just chill and draw what I wanted to work on or work on a commission that I'm behind on or work on a page or whatever. And that works for me. So now I don't even do prints. And, I get like one person like, dude, you should do a print. And I'm like, yeah, that'd be really nice. But then nobody would buy it. So,
you take a picture of it, you print it, and you take it away.
Yeah. And so it's like everybody has to like.
But let's take a moment. Let's bring Joy Enriquez in real quick.
Oh, okay.
Hey, Joy.
Hey, Joy. I want to, Joy, we're going to have to get you in here for a sec, but I just want to follow up real quick with what Ed said because what Ed is saying is that's the reality of, I think, being an artist today. You have to do multi-level marketing. It's basically you have to make your art work for you beyond what you're doing. And I think what Ed did during the last slam that I did, which is like 2 slams back. What he did, he maximized his time. He did like an incredible amount. I think it was like 40 plus like video reviews of everybody's art that was in there. But what he did brilliantly is that he took that time because that was time that he, it could be just for that one purpose, but he moved it into his course. And that was a brilliant move because now it's a dual purpose thing. And I think that's what we have to do as creators especially if we're not at the Jim Lee level, where we become like corporate executive, CEO, head of creative development, until we can get to that level where we can be a figurehead and we can just draw whatever we want when we want and get kudos of money for it. We have to make the art that we do now work harder for us when we do something else. So it doesn't just do one thing at one time.
Yeah, it has to go the distance.
That's a good thing. Yeah,
and I think and just add to that and say, when I do something like that, it's beneficial for all. Like when I'm doing something like that, it's not only do the entrants get feedback and all that kind of stuff, they get their name out there now. Like I've got 35,000 students or something like that. That promotes them as well, the entrants as well, right? There's just what I think you guys have seen before too. I'll actually grab artists and like, let's say I grab Vic and I'd be like, Vic, hey, listen, man, I'm thinking of doing up another like how to color course or something like that. Can you partner with me? I want you to talk about gradients, line holds, and blah, blah, blah. And Vic will be like, I don't know. I'll be like, you know what? I'll pay you for it. And now your name's attached to it. And like, do you know what I mean? Like when I partner with somebody or when I bring somebody in, it's never just me benefit. I never want it to be just me benefiting. I design it so that we all fucking win. Do you know what I mean? And if we're all winning, we're all making money, we're all getting our names out there, we're all growing because we're all, like you said, we're not all Jim Lee. So let's all help each other and step with each other as we're climbing up, right?
I'm about 75% Jim Lee. I'm getting there. It's going to take a couple years.
Well, I will say that. But now that we got another talented artist here on here, we got Joy. Joy, you missed a little bit of everybody's intros. Let's just let's focus on you right now. Let's see what Joy is up to. Joy, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Throw some work up, man. I'm a big fan.
Yeah, we love your artwork. Love your artwork. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
So we float around the smoke. Do it.
Yeah, I think I need to set up a little bit more. So
Okay.
I'm not sure how I can stream Clip Studio from here. Is there
Are you asking? So there's different
Yeah.
ways. Like if you look at this wonderful iPad here, it doesn't want to do anything. So you theoretically should work. So I can't stream anything. So you can use your phone or whatever. I can share it to you. Use that link and then add it to a phone or an iPad. iPad should work theoretically. Mine does not want to. So that's one way to do it. Or you can just pick up your art and show it every once in a while. Like it's fine. So we were talking about commissions. Like I think that's one of the biggest things you do. If you guys don't know Joy, first off, you can go to YouTube and watch her feature inside the indie studio. But that's not a shameless plug at all. So there's that. But yeah, you do traditional work with markers. So
Yes.
if we want to see you do one full piece, we'd all have to sit here for 8 hours. But we did a little bit of anyway, we did a speed piece to it, really sped that up, and it was great. So it was great. But anyway, what are you working on today? Are you just going to hang out with us, or I mean, you were saying you're trying to get a secondary camera, so
I can just hang out and
I mean, this is the
I'll
mature
probably just
show.
show my artwork every now and then.
Yeah, so this is the mature show, so you can show your more mature artwork. It's fine.
I'm thinking.
Oh, no.
Doing something wholesome.
Oh,
It's still
I'm
Facebook.
looking at a folder called Kinktober, I believe.
Oh my god.
Oh.
Okay. So in case people don't know yet, this year I have been mostly into erotic art and R18 stuff. Although I also do wholesome stuff, safer work.
Wholesome and erotica.
I love it.
Yeah.
I think you're the erotic art.
I also do digital
Yes, you did.
artwork, but mostly they're NDA, so I can't really show a lot
Oh,
of them.
yeah.
Oh,
It's
okay.
killing me.
I'd love to actually hear more about that. Try to figure out that. We're tracking. I'm just starting to seep into my brain the information on what's going on with Kickstarter as well. So a lot of different like moving pieces and kind of moving in that direction. I'm not 100% sure how it works. Like my brain is like, part of me has missed enough leap off points where things I should have jumped on it right away. Like I made a lot of money on XM Satellite because I actually jumped on it right away. But I just don't understand what's going on with this digital currency for artwork. Like it's just my brain cannot like.
Oh, you mean like the
I mean,
We're talking
and you're talking about
NFTs.
NFTs or whatever?
NFTs and
not NDAs.
well, NFTs.
No, I mean it might as well be. There's all kinds of.
Do I break the bubble and tell you how much I've made off making NFTs? Or
Go ahead.
Why?
Have you been successful?
Are you killing
I've
it?
been slightly successful based on my Jim Lee copying. Not copying.
Hey, listen, it's all good. Be a copier. Be a good copier.
I'm a Jim Lee disciple. So my artwork is definitely 90% Jim Lee and full. So I put out a couple of NFTs with like, and I threw it on the Ethereum blockchain. And I think it maybe ran like a couple $100, you know. But I've had success with the NFTs. I've had success with crypto. So, like, if we're talking about like chaos going into a block, or not chaos, I'm sorry, Kickstarter going into a blockchain, connecting to those type of things like Ethereum or Bitcoin or any of the other cryptocurrencies, dude, we're ground floor stuff. Like, get on it. Like, if you're not on it, get on it. Like, this is the game changer for artists. It's the game changer for day traders. It's the game changer for a lot of people that are trying to make a lot of money while they're sleeping. You know, I've made a pretty good return off these investments. Not only throwing my personal money in, but throwing my artwork in.
Right.
So, like, this is probably going to be our future. Like, this is a current trend, and if it fizzles out, by all means, cycle your money in there, cycle your artwork in there, and try and make as much as you can. Even, and I'll give you a little tip, if you have the money, set at a price that you can afford to buy your own artwork, buy it, because the algorithm is going to show that it has been sold for X amount of money.
Wait, you buy your own artwork? Is that?
Buy your own
But isn't that like insider trading? Like,
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, but it's
That's
the
master
legal-
trading.
It's like this bucket in this
That's
bucket.
master trading. That's what that
it's
is.
like some Wolf of Wall Street shit. But like,
There was a dude that created a set of artwork, and he put it on the NFT, selling for like Ethereum, which market value right now is about $4,200. He bought his own stuff, so he still holds on to that 42 or 30. And then he sold that NFT at a discounted price
That sounds
and got
shady.
extra money. It's shady as hell, bro. But it's legal right now. That's the thing. Until anybody goes, hey, man, you probably shouldn't do that. We should probably make a law about it. Just exploit the loophole. Exploit the loophole. You know?
exploit artists.
Like, here's the thing.
I'm exploiting myself.
That is not it's 5 of a kind. So 5 people could buy this NFT at like 1 Ethereum, which is market value is about $4,200. So you sell 4 of the 5, you own 1 personally, and you've already made that money. You invest it in other stuff. Like, crypto is the thing to do, and I'm going to sound like a crazy person right now, and I don't care. But I've made a lot of money on crypto. My goal is to be a millionaire by the time I'm 50. I got 7 years.
All right.
I'm getting close.
All right.
I'm gonna do erotic art like Joy, and I'm just gonna put it like I exploit myself and
Gerald himself.
I'm gonna make a shirt. I exploit myself.
And it has to be a big splash on it.
You can take a screen grab of this call right now of all of us and make an NFT, and if you sell it as a one of a kind, it'll make money, and you'll be $4,200 richer.
Okay, I've never heard of it that way. I mean, I've been doing my own little research about it as well, and you're right. It's one of those things that I think that you have to it's the ground level right now, and if it takes off, you got to be on that train when it takes off. But it is a convoluted process, and there is no set like way to like get your artwork. I mean, you know, you and I could be putting artwork out at the same time, I mean, in terms of, like we both come up with artwork that we're gonna present, but like depending on the time of day when you post it and where you post it and how you do it, it's like there's so many X factors, you know, that you put into it. That,
to sell that NFT. It took me a year to sell it. I had to figure out a way to sell it. And
Just a real quick, hey Brett, if you're gonna,
all right, cool.
If you want to get on, Brett, please get your camera up and running, and we'll bring you in.
No, every artist in this table right now has art that is NFT worthy.
I'm gonna kick you out, but don't feel hurt about it. Just come back with a. Oh, there it is. All right, good.
You know, you guys can make money off NFTs. It takes a little bit of money. It takes a little bit of hustle, just like anything else. I mean, we all draw comics. We're all about the hustle. It just takes a little bit extra more for the NFT because, like, what makes this different than anything else? Because now we have DC that's releasing NFTs and Marvel that's releasing NFTs, and there's some but
it's because
Marvel will try to. Marvel,
dude, they're taking old covers and making them NFTs.
No, to a polar bear, like.
Well,
that Marvel on it, and it's gonna get sold just because it's Marvel. Yeah, they will find a way.
No, you're absolutely right about that. Like they're releasing old covers as NFTs that fit in.
Yeah, it's like.
I can't take Brett in this studio right now without his name being Alfred Pennyworth. I just can't. Like you need to change your name. It's been too long. I know I'm the one who told you to get your name right, but I can't. You've been Alfred for too long. You get the hell out of here and come back as Alfred.
Hey, Alfred. I'm pretty sure Alfred walked out of the deal with Batman being rich as hell. Probably based on crypto and NFTs.
You circled that right back. All right. Okay, guys. So let's talk about something that's actually entertaining and not dripping with complexities that we're all sort of just trying to figure out and make money with. I'm just going to circle back to
quick thing. I just want to say, Nick, I'm really curious about it.
I'll do the best I can to ask the guy to do the NFT.
I'd like to hear about it. But guys, I got to dash off for a little bit. So hopefully I'm going to pop back in. It was great coming in and hanging out. And I think I'd like to join in more often, whether it's tonight, if I got time to finish up and I'll come back.
So
how long are you guys going to be on for?
We're going to try to do it every Friday. I think we're going to take a few days off during the deep part of winter break and Christmas and everything. So we'll definitely keep this program on every Friday. Do whatever you want. We'll try to do more art than we have tonight. I feel like everyone just wants to chat, so that's fine too.
Oh, we can put art cams up.
I'm ready to art it up.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
Okay. Ed got us all talking, and he wasn't in the mood, and it shut us all down.
I just did this whole thing just now, not even looking at the paper.
Oh wow.
No, it's just.
Yeah. All right, Ed.
Armando, nice.
Yeah, you're always welcome. Thanks a lot. Come back whenever. Any Friday you want. So
it was cool, guys. All right, we'll catch.
Ed, fuck this off.
Yeah, he was trying to talk to you earlier, and you were like, "I'm not listening to you, you little bastard." And I was like, he was like, "All right."
What they do to my face group? I want them on my Facebook.
Well,
okay, let's talk art. Armando, I didn't get to solo you. Can you put your artwork up again?
Oh yeah.
That red piece you were showing. What is that?
So these are two original characters. Oh, let me straighten it out there. Sorry.
Whoa.
Yeah,
That's really nice.
This is Black Toro and Lawbringer from our universe.
Yeah, there are how many comics released on that?
So what we decided to do when we started this, because originally we wanted to do an individual comic and then from there do the different characters. But we thought that's kind of like how comics have been done, and we wanted to draw it our way. Normally you'd have like a Captain America book, and then you'd have a Hulk book, and then they'd put them to the Avengers. Well, what we wanted to do was explain the whole universe first, and then from there start the original books. So our first title that came out, which actually we're getting the actual physical books in this week, is Plus Universe Alpha. And there's a total of 30 plus original characters, maybe.
I remember,
we have about, what's that?
I was gonna say, I remember when you were on Let It Out.
Oh yeah,
You got to see all those. You got to see some of those characters, but there wasn't 30.
You know, you
It's
guys
grown.
thought I was a total scammer. I was like, oh, you can't see anything. I'm not gonna talk about anything. Like, this guy's a scam, man. He doesn't even have anything.
No.
But
I think you guys poured some water on it and it grew to like 30 characters.
I mean, Danny and Joey, man. I mean, we got together and over COVID, we were like, you know what? Let's do it. Like, we wasted so much time, and so Danny and Joey, they really grinded it. You'll see some preview pages for the next book with Lawbringer, which I'll be drawing. But Danny did the first introduction with Joey, and it's got all the characters and explains how this universe was created to like homeworlds, planets, species, different kinds of aliens, the Earth element, everything in there will be kind of explained and brought to life, and then from there is when we'll start launching individual books, and we have about 4 to 5 years of content. So we're already working now on the second and third script for the next books. We plan to release them. We want to do them in volumes. So like Lawbringer will do 1, 2, 3 issues 1, 2, and 3, or issues 1, 2, and 3, and then Lady of Aelion will have issues 1, 2, and 3, and then Lawbringer 4, 5, and 6 will come out next. So it won't be like single issues; it'll be like whole volumes coming out. So we're pretty excited, man, because we've planned this for a long time, and you know, we thought really hard about what direction we wanted to go with it, and you know, who's going to be on what book and what characters. And Danny did. I mean, we all pitched in, but Danny, man, the workhorse that he is, just put in all for these designs, all these designs that, like, of course they have my little elements, but like Danny did all these designs and stuff, character designs and stuff. And so, yeah, man, we're getting the physical prints this week. So we're shipping them, you know, we'll get them packed, mailed out to the backers, and start working on the commission rewards and stuff. And it's been a great process. It's a learning curve. It started off really easy at first. When we launched the Kickstarter, we're like, oh, this is easy. Like, we funded it. Like, everybody's excited. And then, you know, boom, we started hitting these roadblocks. You know, our colorist was like, you know, I can't do this anymore. And then like, oh no, we got a second colorist. She was like, oh no, I can't do this anymore. We're like, what are we gonna do? Danny's like, am I gonna have to color the book too? Like, what the heck, man? So
it's gonna be black and white.
Well, we have a black and white version too, so that's cool. And then we had our letterer Hector Negrete. He did a great job too. So
well, that sounds great. I mean, I just remember you guys' appearance, and I even saw when you were guest on like a radio podcast show, and you guys like tore it up. I was like laughing so hard.
On the public affair, dude, that was that's really a local podcast here. That podcast in our town. So we live in Central Texas, which is kind of like a very like very rural, like country town kind of, but not really. And so there's not really like art or like any kind of creative push other than like Austin. You guys probably know Austin, Texas, like, you know, but Waco is starting to be more artistic and creative. And so a lot of podcasts are coming up that are trying to feature these creatives. And one of the guys there is just featuring everything cool in Waco. And he doesn't even know comics, but he was like, do you guys want to be on this podcast? And we're like, yeah. And he's like, you can be as X-rated as you want, like, you know. And so we kind of had fun with it. But
hey, Joe, I don't want to like we can hear some more of the story, but Joe, we got Don in the background. You want to?
Oh, Don's here. Oh, I saw a message saying he was in LA traffic, and then I didn't realize he was already in. Hey, Don, perfect timing, man.
Hey, Joe. Hello, everybody. How are you all?
Hey, Don.
Good. So you're coming. What are you in the middle of a con? Like, was that last week?
No, that was last week. Yeah, that was LA Comic Con, and then on the 18th and 19th, it's going to be Comic Con Revolution Ontario. So I'll be there with the Sketchbook group.
Nice.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that one. Yeah, I saw you at LA Comic Con.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, you had a lot of people at your booth.
Yeah, it was pretty busy the entire time. I was really surprised.
Yeah, I was surprised too. I didn't think there was going to be as many people as there was.
Yeah,
especially trying to go in and get your tickets, where you had to go like across the street, and there's like just so many people there.
Oh, that's right. The regular badges and like the press badges, right, were across the street, and then you had
to go like under a bridge and way across the street. I was like, all right.
Oh my god, yeah, that was Emerald City. Emerald City was a beast. I was just like, I don't want to do this. I want to go home.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, that's how I got. I was like, oh man, I'm not used to crowds anymore.
Yeah, it was wild. So, yeah, I didn't go as I went as a fan, as like a Comics Cast media personality. I was gonna go interview, and I mean, I talked to a bunch of people, but by the time I got in there, it was so like my mindset was like just not in the right place, and I really enjoyed. Like I have so much stuff here that I bought from artists and comics and everything. I love it, but I just didn't record any of it. I was just like, you know what? I just want to have this like one-on-one time. You know, I just enjoy it and have like meaningful conversations where there's not a camera floating around. So I was like, you know what? That's what I'm going to do. But yeah, it was a great experience at Emerald City, but gosh, just trying to get in there was like, it was a real problem. It was a real problem. I mean, it's just COVID. It's just where we're at right now, trying to figure out the sweet spot of what we need to do and what we don't need to do, you know, just to protect people. So it is what it is.
And the layout is also kind of crazy because my first time there, I remember there was a panel. I'm like, what room is this at? And it was literally across the street. So you had to like walk out of their convention center, like cross the street to go to the other part of the convention center.
Yeah.
So yeah, I wasn't used to that. But yeah, LA, they basically did the same thing. I totally forgot about that because on the other side they did all the gaming stuff, which I didn't even get a chance to go see. And yes, all the badge pickups were there, and then the industry badges were on the other side with where the convention, the artist alley stuff was.
I was really confused by the main stage. I didn't realize it was like right in the center of the whole convention. And people would come out, and I was like, "What are they doing over there?" Because like I think the main stage I thought it was going to be in its own room, and it's just right in the center of the convention. I was like, "This is all right. This is different."
Yeah, was it your first time there, Vic?
I've gone before.
Okay.
Maybe like 2-3 years ago I'd gone to it.
Yeah.
I mean, for me the whole layout just seemed different.
Well, the main stage, they've definitely had it there before because I know whenever they would interview Stan or whatever, it would be up at central stage. I guess part of it it's sponsored by Hot Topic, or I don't know if it still is sponsored by Hot Topic, but they would do like ads and like promo stuff through the main stage.
What con was this?
It's LA Comic Con or Comic Con LA. It used to be Stanley's Kamikaze, and it was tied into Elvira. So they had that branding, but I think they lost that branding 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah. How did it go? How did it go for you? Because when I walked by your booth a couple of times. You had a good amount of people there.
Yeah, it went great. I was next to Ray Anthony Height, who
Ray is awesome, man.
Yeah, he does Star Wars Dr. Aphra, and obviously Spider-Man and a ton of other Marvel work. So yeah, it was nice to be a guest at a convention for the first time, and also just to be next to Ray, who is just an awesome artist and creator, and he's now working on his Midnight Tiger book.
Dude, nice. Yeah, Ray's freaking awesome, man.
Well, yeah, it was super busy, even though the crowd was a lot smaller than usual. But San Diego Special Edition was the same exact way. I don't know if you guys had a chance to go to that one.
I just saw pictures of it. It looked empty.
Yeah, it looked empty, but everybody had a great time as far as I know. Like anybody who came up to the table, it was one of those things where if you've been to San Diego before, it's super stressful and tense on the floor. Like people just are bumping into each other. And,
it's crazy.
Like herding cattle, right? And,
yes. Me and my wife went for the first time just as attendees or whatever, not as guests or anything like that. And we went for the first time a couple years ago, and it was insane. And I've always gone to cons, so I love them, and that was too much for me. I was like, oh man.
Yeah.
But it was so cool, and just I feel like it's a lot more. You would think it's a lot more like kind of exclusive, but everything's so kind of open to where there's no there's like celebrities walking around and shit, like and artists are just like checking out anime booths and stuff. Like it was very kind of strange. There's a lot of others. Okay, you need to get in line, or you need to have a pass, or like whatever, right? But I guess there's just so much stuff to do there that
Yeah, it's usually pretty hectic at regular Comic-Con, but yeah, special edition was super chill, and I think everybody who went really enjoyed it because they were like, "Oh, it's like back to the old Comic-Con where it's just about comics."
Right.
Yeah.
It really
Well, that was the reason why I was I was like, oh, I'm not gonna go.
Yeah.
Because it's been so crazy and it's just so much just pop culture, everything else other than comics.
Yeah.
They've been doing that. It's like there's a TV show coming out and they have a giant booth that you gotta walk around. So I was like, I'm just gonna skip that one. Wait, I'll go to LA. It's closer. I live out in LA, so like, I'll go to that one. And I enjoyed it. What I liked about it was they had so much space for the artists, an artist alley.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't feel like you had to you weren't really climbing over people just to see somebody's artwork. It was, it was pretty open. That's what I liked about it.
Dude, my wife had to tell me to chill because, before COVID, you go through this process of applying for cons, and they have to accept you, and you submit your portfolio and stuff, and because after COVID, they wanted to I was getting all these invitations to cons like San Diego and I'm like, oh shit, I'm like, oh my god, they want me. I'm thinking I'm gonna have my own booth, and she was like, Mondo, chill. It's after COVID. You're not that big of a deal. I'm going through some medical stuff. Why don't we process this information?
No,
you're right. You're right.
Totally
You're
a big
right.
deal. I would go with it.
You're right.
Yeah.
But that's great that you guys are jumping back into the con scene.
Has everybody here had a chance to come back to a con yet?
Not until April. My first con for next year is Fanboy Expo in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah, I just did.
Unfortunately, not here either.
The Philippines is totally different beast when it comes to cons. So
Yeah.
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 I heard they have a great convention out there in the Philippines.
Yeah, it's also pretty good. We have two organizations mainly doing Comic-Cons now. We have Comic-Con, and then there's the traditional Comic-Con. But I think what they're doing this year are mostly just virtual meetups. Everyone can watch, and then an artist will be speaking. They'll hold workshops, which are pretty nice. Yeah.
Yeah, it's also because the Philippines is locked down. Everything is locked down tight, so it's very hard to do large gatherings and stuff like that. So
Yeah. But we finally have the cinema again, so yay, in time for Marvel.
yes, we can watch No Way Home next week.
Yeah, it's pretty sad because here in the Philippines it won't show until January.
Yeah, I heard about that. Somebody posted that, and it's like the rest of the world, everybody's cheering, and then there was a meme had Philippines, and everybody was for so I was like, wow, what happened with that? Oh, that's horrible. So I guess they're gonna have to make sure there was no spoilers in the Philippines.
I think I'll have to stay away from social media around that time if I really don't like spoilers.
Yes, exactly.
The last time I experienced with that was Endgame. I already saw someone post who died.
That's the worst. That's the worst movie to get a spoiler from because Endgame was so epic, But yeah.
Oh yeah, it was.
But it was still pretty good. Watching it in cinema, it's different from just seeing someone spoil it.
Yeah, I know exactly. I miss theaters. Everybody has really nice home theaters, but there's still something good about watching at a movie theater. That's really good.
True. Very true.
All right. Everybody's in a drawing mode now.
Yeah, I'm happy to see Don here. Are you Don?
I was gonna see if I could set up my screen.
Yeah, have fun. We were talking for the first hour, and we got into a little bit of it. We were like, "Hey, all right, let's start drawing," and it was like, "Oh, sweet, and stop." Got into a little bit. Oh yeah, for sure. And Roy, come on. I didn't specifically invite Roy or anything, but guys, like you're in Roy, others, man. You come in. This is your home. Like you come in when you want to come in. So don't feel like you have to ask for permission to feel the other people. Just jump in. All right. So I'm trying to figure this thing out here. I don't like any of this.
Armando, what are you working on?
I have no idea, man.
he's like coming up with something.
I'm kind of working through this fever dream, man. No, I'm just I was thinking of doing like a swamp thing, so maybe something that a lot of my work is more monstrous and very, very loose, very wild and dark, lots of heavy shadows. So something that can just tie into that for like a quick little duel or something.
You're gonna wake up in the morning and look at that drawing and be like, "What the hell is this?"
And that's happened before, man. That has happened. Like I'm thinking it's really good. Like, oh man, I'm done with this page now. I can go to sleep at 5 a.m. and then wake up a couple hours and I'm like, what the heck happened? I wasted all this time. Jeez.
It was a NyQuil induced drawing.
There we go. NyQuil induced. That has happened.
Uh-huh.
So how did we end up meeting, Don? I feel like I either stalked you or did we start talking over the what was that? The card art. What the hell? Upper Deck. Is that where we met each other?
No,
Upper Deck.
We were friends before that. I think was it through? I imagine it was through one of the indie comics channel. Maybe one that Rob Anderson runs. Are you on that?
No.
Oh, Ron.
I don't follow Rob and his grabbiness. No, it might have been that. It could have been through How to Draw. Like we could have just been through.
Oh yeah, maybe it was. Yeah, I feel like we met through a forum and then friend because we have mutual friends.
Yeah.
Then we commiserated over the Upper Deck Marvel anime set because we were both in that. For sure.
Yeah. I remember I was like, man, they don't really need me. I'm not that good. It's just, and then I saw your work and I was like, I'm with good company. I'm good. I'm down.
I mean, Peach Momoko, Ray Anthony Height.
Yeah.
I will take those names and run with them.
That's a good thing that Dawn isn't your wife because you couldn't remember when you met him. It's like, when did I meet you?
Some three-way stupor.
Okay.
No, that was how I met Don. Sorry.
All right, let's see if I can get this to work properly. Looks like I am now on 2 screens again instead of just 1 screen, and then.
I did.
Man, I don't know. We'll see what happens. He-Man is
Joy.
I said
Joy. Joy, what are you working on?
Yeah.
We can't see it, Joy.
Oh no.
Yeah, can we put it up to the camera and I'll solo you. Hold on a second.
Okay.
There you go.
Whoa. Okay. So I'm currently trying to draw Jolene Cujo. I recently watched Stone Ocean on Netflix, and I enjoyed the hell out of that anime.
Yeah, definitely see it. That's awesome. I recently watched Arcane, and gosh, Arcane is just
so
awesome.
good.
Yeah, that's it.
It's like a masterpiece.
Yeah, I was gonna watch that with my middle child, and he just was like, "Yeah, I finished it already, Dad. Sorry." And I'm like, "I'm the one who left this stuff without other people." Jerk.
Yeah, my kids, their anime is cool now here. It's starting to pick up a lot of wind here in Texas. So like, the fact that I'm a westernized comic book artist is not cool to my kids.
Oh yeah, they've moved on.
They've moved on. They're like,
Yeah, but
this character is dead. Wow.
Your style is like so almost outside of even Western. Like you can your style can be almost identified as almost anything because it's just so unique. It's not like you're Nothing against you, Nick, but you're not like a a Jim Lee or a David Finch like clone. You know what I mean? So,
Oh yeah. I think that's at least for like what I want to do. I mean, I think the best advice I kind of always got from an artist was like to learn how to draw like sequential and stuff is to look at an artist that maybe you don't like and try to draw it your own way. That way you don't kind of emulate. And there's nothing wrong with trying to, I love Jim Lee, and I mean a lot of artists. Travis Charest, he was a Jim Lee clone at the start of his career, and now he's his own beast. I mean, I don't know. I just wanted to gravitate, towards something that would kind of make me stand out, and it's worked for now. People aren't tired of it yet. So when they get tired of it, I'll have to switch it up again and maybe go buy an alias or something.
Story time.
this is it so far. Just getting the pencils down.
Oh, let me solo you out so I can see it better. Hold on a second. There we go.
Oh, nice.
Conan.
Yeah, just getting the pencils in right now.
Very cool.
Man, these lights are not working with me. How do I? There we go. That's how. Anyway, legs aren't good. I'm not going to get that far tonight on this. It's going to take a while, but it's one of those, like, if you feel it, you're like, maybe if I really spend some time on it, it might be actually pretty good.
Well, art is never finished. It's always abandoned at a specific point.
My problem is I always finish, and I know it's not finished. I'm like super ADD with my art. But if I fail at something, that's when I can get really dangerous with my art. So, like, if I fail miserably at something and I'm embarrassed by it, then I come back and I'm like, it's like a competitiveness. Like, I'm like, how either I do this right and it works, or I fail and I will never draw again. Like, that's how I end up taking that sort of challenge on.
All right, so story time. The time that I met the god that is Jim Lee, for some of us. I bought a $150 ticket to meet him and have some shit signed. Had like a bunch of X-Men #1s of various covers I wanted to sign. Because right next door was Scott Williams, the inker. I wanted the both. I already had the writer. Oh my god, I've been drinking too much.
Chris Claremont.
There you go. Claremont had already signed these three. I wanted the trifecta. I was going for the horse race of the century of any comic book nerd. Line of Planets. I had to go to St. Louis first to get Claremont stuff, and then I got lucky with the Alamo City Comic Con there in Texas.
Oh yeah, that's a good one.
Oh, dude, it is off the charts. I mean, it was pre-COVID. It was off the charts. I don't know how it is now, but so I was wearing a shirt of my IP, the Phantom Hawk of issue 4. Very Jim Lee inspired because I am a Jim Lee clone. I know a lot of people talk shit about being a clone of someone, but
no one's talking shit here. No one's talking shit here.
No, not here. No, not here. But I am a Jim Lee clone. I am a product of Image. I'm a product of the early 90s. Because when I came into my own, those were the dudes to be.
Yeah.
Never wanted to beat them, just wanted to get close to their skill. So Silvestri, McFarlane, Lee, I mean, those are my gods. That's my pantheon.
Right.
So I finally created a piece of work that I didn't want to trash immediately. Most artists would know that feeling. I put on a shirt. I gave it to an inker, I gave it to a colorist, and it all just came together like a beautiful symphony. And it became a cover of one of my books. I'm like, I love this image so much, I'm going to put it on a shirt. I didn't know that I put that shirt on that day that I was going to meet my Lord and Savior, Jim Lee. On there, and I throw him like 10 books to sign. I'm like, hey man, sign this shit. Are you gonna sell it? Nope. It's gonna go right in the vault. This is me going to Mecca. You know, this is my beautiful chance to meet God. In my opinion. He's mid-signature on the third book. He looks up and he sees my shirt. He drops his pen and he points me right in the chest. He's a small dude. He's got a little oomph. He's got a little oomph in his finger.
He's an athlete.
And he goes, "Who's that?" And I'm like, I didn't know what to say. I was starstruck. I was like, that's fine. That's my IP. You're kind of responsible for that because I'm following your whole career and I fucking love you. Totally made a fool of myself. He's like, holy shit, dude, you got comic books in this? I'm like, yeah, about 5, about 3 that I'm actually kind of proud of. He's like, dude, keep going, man. That is a good look. It's like Batman on steroids. I'm like, that's the stab. That's the stab right there.
Awesome, man.
Oh,
that's cool.
That's awesome, man.
Drawing shit like this. That guy, at one point in my life, was like, keep going. And that was before I met Jay Lee. Jay Lee is actually tattooed on my skin with my characters because I did a friendship with him.
Okay.
That's
That
awesome.
guy also looked at my portfolio. He's like, dude, keep going. You got to keep going. I'm like, are you serious? He's like, yeah, keep going. Don't quit. I'm like, okay. I don't know what to do with that information. I guess I'll just keep going.
Just keep going. Keep going.
Just keep going. Gloria just.
Hey, at least that's a good.
And we share nacho.
That's a good story about meeting one of your idols. I've heard so many from other people where they're just like, oh, I finally met, I met my idol, hero. This one, and they just were jerked to me, or they tore my work apart.
I mean, you kind of want them to tear your work apart.
Well, I mean,
you do. Yeah.
I'm unimpressed with my shit. So, but then again, he's Neil Adams.
Well, yeah.
I heard he tears apart everybody's work. So
yeah, Neil Adams has not the best reputation for just being good with fans and stuff. Or I don't know.
He's nice enough dude.
I wouldn't be in a rush to go meet Neil Adams. I would tear his work apart. I would probably be like, yeah, but let's take a look at some of your panels.
I got a long box of Neil Adams' work of Batman from the 70s, and yeah, I mean, knowing what I know, yeah, we got to tear it apart with tangents, anatomy, all that stuff. But I mean, let's be honest, would we be where we're at now without Neil Adams?
No, I mean the thing is about Neil Adams. I mean it's all respect for him. I mean he is responsible for the tone of the DC universe, like in so many different ways. What we know of the DC universe, he's responsible for some really great stories.
Mostly Green Lantern stuff, which is weird because he hails himself as a Batman guy.
Yeah,
his GL stories are actually better than his Batman stories. So Neil, if you're listening, I love you.
Too late.
Too late. We pissed him off. He will never hang out with us ever again.
I'll block that guy.
Yeah, we're up early for you, Saeed. Roy, are you here with us?
I'm here.
All right. Go beyond your avatar.
Well, it's a bit
I would love
crazy in the house because the kids are awake. So
that's fair.
But I've shared my screen.
Oh, you shared your screen. Oh yeah. Let's do that. You're just gonna dominate the whole image. That's. You're just cheating, Roy. You're cheating.
He's one of those digital guys.
Digital people with your digitalness.
Well,
we'll have to make sure that we bounce on. Actually, I haven't even seen. There we go. I didn't see any of Don's yet. Like you were just going to work. I didn't even look at your stuff yet.
Yeah, I just did this real quick.
yet.
dedication to you because I know you said earlier you were gonna cosplay Nathan and Nathan.
Oh yeah, man.
So,
there it is. So yeah, I put out on my Facebook page about some suggestions about how to do this because I forget who it was. Somebody was like, "Hey, you should totally be Cable," and I was like, "Oh, you know what? That would be pretty cool. I could do that. That'd be
I
something."
think you would do a great Cable cosplay, man. That would look fantastic.
Yeah, I think that'd be fun. I've always been like different characters. Like I was like, oh, I could be Captain America, but I'm not big enough, and I don't have the right look. And then I was like, Cable, though. Cable could work. Cable would work just fine.
Cable bigger than Captain America in terms of like.
Well, it's just a look thing, you know what I mean? Like, I could get a lot padding and stuff in a Captain America suit and make it work. But I just
pouches. You got to get pouches.
Lots of pouches. Well, that's the thing is I need, if I'm going to be Cable, then I got to be like legit Cable, which means I need a hair dryer on steroids as my gun.
You got to get one of those Nerf blaster guns. Those are really cool.
Yeah.
You got to get 3 of them and then glue them one on top of the other.
Exactly. That's it.
I want to take a moment and really, I know we don't really talk about ourselves all that much, but Gerald's inking is looking pretty sharp. Gerald, you're coming together, man.
Oh yeah.
Is Jarrell inking?
Yeah, I'm inking.
He's inking. Wow, I've been gone a long time.
The universe
have been
has
gone a long time. Look at that.
All right, here. I'm gonna like show. I actually.
He's so proud of him. He's growing up so fast.
I'm so, dude. I messaged him all the time, like, dude, ink your shit, man.
Yeah, look at this. You'd be proud of me, Armando. Look at this. This is something.
Hey, that's great, man.
Yeah.
I dig it.
I'm still learning, but. Yeah, it's one of those things that I'm finally jumping in. And,
that's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Well, it's because I inked one of his pieces, and he was like, "That's so bad, I have to do it myself."
No, it wasn't that way at all. It was a great collaboration.
I saw the text messages that you showed to people that you didn't think I was seeing.
What are you talking about?
I saw. I catfished you. I was the fake person that I became friends with you months ago, and gained your confidence so you could talk trash about me behind my back.
Oh yeah,
I'm the confidence guy. I catfished you. Now you know what Coco's cooking.
That's funny.
It's the old rock sketch. If you guys don't know, it's fine.
That's funny.
All right, let me see here. I'm gonna go hit up the solo artist Armando. And it's been a long time since I've seen your freaking board. I'm tears to my eyes right now, man. I love seeing your work.
It's like if that board could talk, what would it say? There's so many masterpieces.
It say I need a new board. Look at all this crap, man.
Replace me. Replace me.
Like, that's gonna be the one of the rewards for the next Kickstarter. It goes to a new board for me.
Hey, you got to make a contest. Win Armando's board.
Oh, hey, there you go. Maybe I'll do a big ass remark on it or something.
Yeah, there you go.
Phil said Joe's only allowed to cosplay the Peacemaker.
Yeah.
I think you should.
Yeah, that's a good
one. I'm gonna show you guys. I've always sort of held myself to a competition with this board here. I'm gonna see if I can pull mine up.
Oh yeah, I've pulled it up a little bit. Swamp Thing actually.
Oh yeah,
let's see, where am I at? I'm gonna solo my ass out. There I am. I didn't think of looking for the first one. Yeah.
I think these kind of characters are good to work.
No,
like,
I think
when you're
because of your tape, your board wins. But mine has like a built-in scepter in that bitch.
Dang, dude. And it's portable?
Yeah.
You got
Look
me,
at that.
man.
That looks like an abstract painting.
I broke my fucking phone more.
Nice painting, Joe.
The painting?
On your board.
Oh, that was literally I think what was it? I had like a ink
wash,
ink or something, or ink wash or something like that, and it like poured over, and it just sort of made that scepter. I was like, and for a while when I was what was it, JT Arts or whatever the hell it was, like that was my symbol for like 5 minutes. I was like, nah, it doesn't work. I don't know. Maybe I'll do a Peacemaker versus
Cable.
We'll do a test
Be like
run.
Joe versus Joe.
Like a mashup.
Actually, Joe, when I saw your picture, I was like thinking you could have done a Arnold Schwarzenegger Terminator. You know, I could totally Photoshop up that picture and like give you a red eye and shatter everything out, and then give you a endoskeleton arm coming out. Yeah, you could have been Arnold instead for the Terminator.
I'm telling you, man, I have no shame. I will take off my shirt and show skin to get views.
All right, Joey, he's going to be the
Comics
subject of
Cast
your next.
OnlyFans.
Yes, everything for the fans.
OnlyFans, here it comes.
OnlyFans,
Let's see here.
It'll be the OnlyFans where people pay us to stop.
Ooh, the
As long as we get
shade.
paid. That's what counts.
All right, guys, if you're in the comments, go ahead and let us know what you guys want us to talk about. We're just going to be hanging out, drawing. I think they're sort of getting into the groove of what they're working on.
I'm just watching.
Hey, did we lose Brett?
Yeah, Brett left like 10, 15 minutes ago.
Oh, I wanted to see what he was working on.
He was showing some stuff, and then I was messing with something, and I looked back, and he was gone. I was like, okay, well, that hurts, but all right. I was happy that it came on. You just killing it, man. Coming
Yeah,
in,
that looks
killing it.
really cool.
That line work. Now, when you go to conventions, do you do a lot of digital work, or do you do it traditionally? Don?
Oh, no, I do everything analog when it comes to commissions. I do page work and like comic book work to save on paper costs.
Oh yeah.
I do that digitally, but yeah, when it comes to commission work, like if you pick up trading cards or come to my booth, I do 6x9s, backing boards, all the way up to hand painted watercolor, marker, inks, you name it. So you probably have seen me post some of those. Yeah, that's analog for sure.
Oh yeah,
Yeah. That's tight, man. It's good work. Good shit.
But yeah, when it comes to this, I just will knock it out digitally. Save a little bit on time, save a lot on money.
Right.
Yeah, especially because there's a paper shortage right now with all the supply chain stuff. I heard sketchbooks are and canvas, it's all hard to find now.
Yeah.
Sad.
Oh really? Wow.
Yeah,
We have like I said, our town is not very. It's starting to grade and build. So we have an art store that used to be run by like an older couple, and they recently got bought out a couple years ago by a younger couple, and they loaded up, man. And so they kind of only cater to like the colleges and stuff like that. So if you're a creator independently, you kind of got the best end of the deal because you get all the prime stuff.
Nice.
So we're pretty good here.
That's good. So I guess we got to go to Waco to buy our art supplies.
Hey, they ship. I think they ship. So
they're online.
Yeah, they're online. So I'll post it to my page, I guess. You guys can. I'm always shouting them out too because they're real big on promoting. It's like they put a bunch of our posters in their store and stuff, and we do a lot of events with them.
All right.
So that's a plus Waco endorsement. You guys are it's I'm not only a user of the products, I'm the president of the company.
Right, right.
Did you see the episode of Comic Cast I mentioned to you? Do I get a discount now?
Yeah, do I get a discount? What's up, bro?
It's like
They actually do give discounts though to local like if you're part of local art creative groups and stuff like that, you can get discounts and stuff, so it's pretty cool.
So we could totally name drop Armando and they would like, oh yeah.
Well, they probably like, get the hell out of here. What are you doing?
Oh, that guy? No. We gotta leave.
We don't work with him. He's
now.
A crazy person.
God. All he does is come out and try all our Copics, never buys any of them. I did that like twice. Like my son had a project and I went in there and was like, hey man, I just need a cup of spray paint. Can I like test it out real quick? And like went outside and like used it on his project real quick. And I was like, hey, do I have to pay for this? They're like, no, just take it. You already used it.
But you already broke the damn thing. You used it up.
No one's gonna buy it anymore.
Yeah, but like it's not like they're really cool because like I donate art to them all the time, or like if I've done some like art classes with them and stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, it's relationship building. And,
they're real good. They're good people. So.
Hey, you're out here pumping them up, so that's good word of mouth.
And I'm like the only person that buys their like the Presto pins. Like I'll come in and just buy like the whole box of them. Like
I'm like, what are you doing with this?
I'm like, y'all need it, like some of these, and they're like, no, you're like the only person that buys them. One time he asked
we
me,
only stock them for you.
He was like, what do you use these for? Like,
I use it to hold up the short end of my table.
Yeah, right.
It's like the best thing ever.
I put them in the background of pictures so it looks like I have art tools.
Speaking of which, I remember watching one of your videos where you're just live streaming. You got the most impressive like collection of like markers. I mean, you have like every marker, and you made some story like, yeah, it doesn't even have to be expensive markers. I love these like Walmart markers. I use Walmart.
Let me
markers.
show you. I'll show you guys. Check it out.
All right, I'm gonna pop out of mine. Give me a second.
All right, check out this marker collection that he got.
How do I turn my camera around? I'm old man.
I don't know if you do it.
Wait, no, I turned it off. Okay, wait, I'm just gonna have to show you guys. Look.
You gotta call your son in here. Look at that.
Oh,
Look at that
wow.
I'm telling you, man, you got a killer marker collection.
That's art in itself. Look at that.
I love how everybody's studio is its own sort of beast mode.
And I have like I have this thing here, and I've got this thing.
What the?
And there's like paintbrushes. And if you guys want to order and you need something, you can just come and shop at my online store that I got.
Oh, wow.
Get them all on the rack.
Hey, just for the record, Nick disappeared on us, man. I feel terrible.
No.
When did Nick leave?
I don't know. I noticed it got quiet. And
Nick, what the hell? You gotta at least say goodbye, man.
Maybe an important NFT that he had to buy.
Yeah, that cryptocurrency was hitting, man.
Yeah, he had to that is the weirdest thing. Like,
in the fire.
Buy your
Corey,
own.
what's going on, brother? You are always welcome. If you don't know how to get in, the link to open the door into the studio is on the top of the chat. So feel free to jump in whenever you want, Corey. But yeah. So I feel bad that he left, but we're all sort of drawing. So
it looks like he's still buying the chat.
Those markers. Those
markers in the chat.
Like half of them are probably dead markers, but they give me this kind of like cool effect that I like. So.
Yeah, you should never. I like the was it somebody was saying that using those dried up markers, you can use them like dry brushing.
Yeah, it's like
That's what Jock does.
Hold on. I don't know if this is actually comic related, but yeah, this is kind of like you get this like this is very old, but it was for like an exhibit. You get kind of like this very highlighted, kind of very like
wow
dry brush painted effect.
Sick.
Or
Put that closer to the camera. You got to see that.
Oh wait, hold on.
No, we don't want anyone screen
I have a
capturing.
better one. Oh yeah. Here we go. Here's a better one. This one is a better one.
Nice.
Yeah, you get a totally different effect, you know, when you do that. Yeah.
That's insane.
Very cool.
Yeah, you get this kind of like I don't know, like highlighted or very. So it works out. I mean, I use them until I can't use them anymore. I know a lot of people are very like strict on like what they use but.
Oh, I'm like that with pencils, and Joe gives me a hard time. He's like, Gerald, we're gonna buy you new pencils because I would use them till they're like stubs. And now I got like one of these. I got like, this is a pencil that I use, and then I just put an extender on it.
Oh,
So
nice.
I was like, and it has this cool. It's like Inspector Gadget. I got a sharpener on one end. So I don't know. I just think these are like.
Dude, I'm so bad
James Bond pencils.
I'm so bad when it comes to pencils because I'll jack my kids' pencils, dude. I don't even care. Like,
Oh yeah, this one came from my son's because I couldn't find a pencil, so I just stole this one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly, dude. That's what you gotta do. Like,
it's like, Daddy, gotta put food on the table. I'm using your pencil.
I know.
What rule is it that I have to like you? Great line.
Yeah, for sure, man.
And I mean, for me, I changed my style so much and try different mediums just because of that ADD kick in. Where like I just want to learn how to paint. So like I've now sold $300 worth of commissions in just paintings.
That's great, man. Congratulations.
Yeah. So I mean, they're not great, but I get 100 and my last one was 100 and I don't know 50 or whatever, and it only took me like 6 hours, like maybe 5 hours. So
nice.
Knocked it out pretty quick. But
that's awesome, dude.
Yeah, I just love like stuff like yours, man, where there's just so much energy behind it, you know. And to me, you can't spend 40 hours on something and keep that energy. That's just my thing. I totally respect people that do like hyper realistic work, but I'm like, man, you got to get it crazy sometimes and just get in there and just let that sort of mind memory of the muscle memory kind of kick in. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. All right, cool, Corey. Thanks. I mean, you're always welcome. No worries. No worries at all.
I thought Joe was gonna say sometimes you just gotta get in there and get dirty.
Yeah.
Gotta get dirty.
So that's I don't know. I may have to change his head, but the biggest problem when you work on the biggest issue when you work on this canvas, like this is really just sort of blocking in where the shadows are and everything. It's all going to change by the time I start painting it. So
that's what white's for, man. They white it out.
White out.
I don't know, man. I'm still kind of learning with this canvas stuff, you know, like I think you can do a lot with whiteout, like, but once you put the whiteout in, I don't know how the paint's going to fit. So like whiteout's like for highlights only, you know what I mean?
Well, you can. So my background is in oil painting. My dad was a painter, and that's actually going to be my New Year's resolution is to finish one painting in a whole year. So, and there's different ways you can kind of blend all that stuff. And
well, it also depends what you're painting. Like I'm using gouache.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Like I started with acrylics. The one I painted for Gerald, which I don't know if it's gotten to your house yet or not.
You mailed it?
Yeah, I mailed it with all the Comics Cast swag, so you should get it eventually.
Okay.
Merry Christmas.
Thank you. I'm going to be waiting at the door every day till Christmas. You know.
All right, not much different than my dog, so that's cool. Yeah, no, Corey said he really likes detailed work. I mean, like I said, it's just for me. I love detailed work. Like when it came to like the detailed work, remember that Batman? I can't remember the artist. You guys probably know it. He did the Batman versus the hell was that character? I keep wanting to think Deadpool. It's not Deadpool. Judge Dredd.
Deathstroke? Oh.
Yeah,
Simon Bisley.
Judge Dredd versus Batman thing, where he goes to like they go on like this this sort of like I don't know, for some reason he like follows the Riddler, I think, into like this alternate dimension where they all have to fight for survival. Anyway, the point is I really like his work. It's super realistic, but and I identify with that. But like when it comes to art like Armando's, like I wouldn't give a shit what the story was. Like if I saw his stuff, and I've seen his stuff on sequentials, it's just fun to look at. I would totally just buy a book just to see his work.
I'm like that too, man.
Yeah. Yeah, but like then there's the opposite side of that where if Vic has a great story, your artwork is just going to make that story just blow up, and be awesome. So it's just kind of funny how that works. This is how as a reader and as a consumer of comics, that's how I kind of. Anywho.
Joy, can you hold up yours to the camera? Because I see you working on it. But...
Yeah.
All right, so you got this, Joe?
We're taking a long time with the hands.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those hands are complicated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
hey, man, chill, Floyd. We're all just having fun.
I know, it's just like Joy's flexing there. So
oh, you guys are sketching. Let me go ahead and just do this whole. Hello.
All right, I'm gonna put Roy's up here. Roy, are you ready? Here we go.
What Roy's got?
Yeah, I just finished this one.
Oh, nice.
Roy's flexing too.
Oh,
I know, man. This dude's doing a whole page, man.
I know, he's doing a sequential.
Yo, let me pull out the plus Waco stuff.
Yeah.
God dang, man. This is supposed to be a fun Friday night.
I know, it's Flex Friday night.
Flex Friday.
Oh,
I didn't get the memo.
No one got the memo.
Yeah, so Roy's flexing here. Look at that. You know what? Roy and I have had like so many discussions about Pepe Larraz. I don't know if you guys
dude, guys, shut up.
That guy
talk. I don't even want to. This dude.
Yeah. Between
you guys haven't
Pepe,
seen like the House of X stuff.
Yep.
God, man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, between Pepe and Stuart Eminem, those are like my two. I like. I guess was it Nick was saying Jim Lee was his art god. I'm gonna have to say that I like Jim Lee, but Pepe and Stuart, they're my current idols right now. I just love what they do.
Yeah, man, this stuff is beautiful.
Mm-hmm. And
like just every like page is so like
I know,
massive, man.
And then when you got like what is it? Well, Stuart uses Wade von Garber, I guess, or Grauber for his inker, but Pepe Pepe inks his own stuff, and then they both use Marte Gracia.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, his colors are just sublime. You just awesome. But Roy, that looks fantastic. And let's just go ahead and go. I'm gonna keep on going down the art cams. Don, I'm gonna solo you out here. Look at what Don's done. Don had
that looks cool.
He had a blue line, and he's already like fleshed out the entire figure.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm a weirdo. I work super loose, and then I just final ink like over stuff. So I'm always like, I want to find my Klaus Jansen who can just figure out what I'm thinking.
Right.
But yeah, Stuart Eminem, man, and Pepe Larraz are amazing. My other dude that I love watching, because I don't draw realistic. Obviously, my style is kind of cartoonish. Is Olivia Coipel.
Oh, dude.
That guy draws realistically.
Yeah.
You guys are killing me, man.
His stuff is like cartoonish at the same time. Like, did you guys see his Dragon Ball Z stuff?
Oh yeah,
it was nuts. I was like, that totally looks like Goku, and I don't.
Dude, yeah, and then some hater online was like, "This doesn't look like it," and he was like, "Fuck you! I'm gonna draw like 5 more characters."
Oh, you know another hot artist, Jorge Jimenez.
Oh yeah, he's good.
Jimenez,
And
yeah.
oh my gosh, he did a My Hero Academia like thing and Academy or whatever. It's like he's so versatile with his styles, and he's gotten more loose. Like his style's gotten looser. Like he's really pushing exaggerated perspective and things like that. But yeah,
dude, there's so many like Dan Mora. Right now is killing it too. Like, there's so many good artists, man. But man, yeah, this is crazy. So many good. There's just so much out there, and then not even guys that are like doing books, just illustrating.
I know.
Like,
or they're just on Instagram doing stuff too. It's like
it's crazy. Anytime I think I've cornered something, I'm like, cool, well, I'm just going to try to do watercolor then. And then I find some badass artist. And I'm like, well, let me go back to just inking. And
I'm like even worse than that. It's like I find some, up and coming artists. I'm like, well, I'm just going to stop drawing now.
It's hard, man, because there's so many.
It's like when I saw Vic's art, I said, Vic, man, there's no reason for me to go on anymore.
Then you're like, oh, sorry, wrong Vic.
No way.
No.
Well, I was gonna say that Vic, Vic would be drawing with us today, but he had a freak accident at work. He's gonna become the Incredible Hulk. He was exposed to gamma bomb.
What?
It wasn't that. There was a freak accident. You want to talk about that? I don't know if you want to share that story or not.
Oh yeah, I can share. I hurt my hand at work. I was just moving some stuff, so I got a sprain. So I'm just enjoying watching everybody draw tonight.
Sorry to hear that, man.
I really want to be drawing right now, but I can't.
Oh no. Well, I hope you recover soon.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, I was trying to make it sound like you give you a Hulk backstory there, Vic.
That would be cool.
Try to make it sound cool. It wasn't cool at all. It was
Try to make me feel cool, failed miserably. And Roy's on to another panel. Thanks, Roy.
All right.
Well, you do something. You're very similar. How you when you lay it out at the beginning, it's very loose.
Yeah.
Like everything, and then you just tighten up with inks.
Yeah. Well, I like how I can get that sketchy look.
Mm-hmm.
To bump up or to compensate the loose sketch. So yeah. That's
and it's a time saver.
Yeah.
I know Don was saying something very similar. Like, he goes in with very loose lines to start, and then just starts tightening it up with ink. There's a lot of artists now that are doing that because it saves so much time.
It really does. Joe was asking about commissions earlier, and I actually don't do pencil commissions anymore. I just do it all in tone. So I go straight Copic 0, and I lay it out loose, and then I come back and I add little details, and then I just go over that in ink.
Wow. So how long does that take you?
Hey, Molly. Hi, Molly. Go back to work, everybody. Sorry, I decided to say hello to Molly because she's a great friend of the channel, fan of the channel, and supporter. So just wanted to say hello. All right, everyone, get back.
I was gonna ask Don, when he does that style, how long does it take you to do a con convention sketch?
It depends on what it is. I do a lot of trading cards, so black and white trading cards. I'll tell people it takes about 15-20 minutes, and they can come back. And then I do full colors. That'll take about an hour and a half, depending on the detail and how much I like the person or how much time I have to come out.
Dude, I know that's right.
You know what? That's called truth, people. You're getting the truth here in our studio. Deal with it.
No, that's right.
How much you like the person? So, can you tell, when somebody commissions you, is it all about how they approach you to ask you? And if
No,
they
you
ask
know what? I love the wrong way customers, and I've been fortunate enough to have people come back, and if I can recognize you and remember you, then I'll spend the extra elbow grease to put in some cool details and stuff for you. And just generally anybody who's friendly, and if I have time, because sometimes you sit around a con, and then if you're not like busy pitching your books or your artwork, and you have some time to kick about, then why not add some extra flair? Hopefully, make the person happy. But then there are times where the person will want something right away. And I was like, well, if you want it super fast, I will make it super fast. And that's not to say it won't look cool, but you won't get like a whole amount of shading or work that goes into it. So I'm not going back over it with like a neutral 2 to like, I'm just gonna go neutral 0 to neutral 2 on that. But yeah, a lot of people do it. I'm trying to think who. I think Todd Knock is another artist that does it, and then Todd is friends with Ray Anthony Height, so Ray actually picked that up from him because we've talked about it before. But I learned it from I learned it from a guy who does marker paintings up in Portland. He did a panel at Rose City Comic Con, and he was like, "Oh, if you start at a 0 and just keep working the 0, it'll gradually build, to like a 1 or a 2." And I was like, "That's a thing? I never realized that." And from there, I was like, "Well, if I can do that, then I can just use it as I would a pencil and just build tone that way." So I just went that way, and it totally works. It's great. It really saves on time. You don't abrade the paper, so you don't ruin paper that way. If you already work that style. So yeah, right. No erasing, just straight ink, straight marker into ink, and then you can blend out any tones that you don't like, and then work over that in color.
Yeah, great.
I'm just curious. So if somebody comes up to you and you're like, "Hey, this drawing's going to take like an hour to do," and then they start being a jerk to you, or you're like, "This drawing's going to take 30 minutes. Like I did it faster than 10 minutes top. I thought I was going to do."
It's like. You say no,
have not encountered that.
Dude, so I'm kind of petty with commissions sometimes. Like, actually, I'm a very petty person when it comes to like the artwork. Not in a mean way. Like, I'm not like vindictive or anything, but like, if somebody is like, they order a commission from me and like they want to cancel it, that's cool. Like, I get that. Like, if I'm taking too long, if it's something easy and I'm just kind of putting it on the back burner, I get that. Like, it's not a big deal. But if it's just like, because I don't have a problem redrawing commissions. Like, if I show you something and you don't like it and you're like, I might redraw it like one more time, but I'm not gonna do it 50 times because of whatever. Like, you see my work, you know what you're kind of getting into. But like, if you just want to cancel it for no reason, or like, you're kind of being a jerk about it, like, I'll give it away for free and I'll post it and I'll be like, this person didn't want this sketch. Like, who wants it? I will mail it to you. Like, and it's just like, I don't know, man. If you're not gonna appreciate it, somebody's gonna appreciate it, and I'm not gonna make them like pay for it. Like, I don't know. Maybe that's just me, but I'm not gonna charge somebody for something I already did for somebody else. Like, you know what I mean? I don't know.
That's fair. And I agree. I think that's the kind of thing that's like, regret it. I've only had one commission I've done, but I haven't done the volume of commissions you've done, Armando. So like, this hasn't really occurred to me yet. But like, I've had one person that I remember doing a commission at a con and giving them the piece, and that you get that sort of like, it's not as good as I wanted it to be.
Oh yeah.
And you're just like, well, I've already got your money, so you can take it or not. I don't know.
No, I mean, that's the right attitude to have, I think. I mean, especially if you kind of explain to them, like, because I mean, some people are new to conventions. I mean, comics are taken off to where there are people who don't know, what this stuff works. They just think you can get whatever you want at any time. You don't know the process of art, or they're just going through these conventions. But
Jim Lee.
Yeah. So
everything should be only like, everything should cost like $10 to get like perfect art, and you're like, no, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, don't feel. And then there's certain situations like the 2 that I refunded this week. one of the guys will never get a commission from me. Like, even if he comes and like, I'm not going to do it for him because his reasoning was kind of, I mean, yeah, it's taken a while, but also he got mad at like 4 other artists. Like, dude, I don't care about the other artists.
Yeah.
You got a commission from me. Like, if your problem is with me, then I know you're frustrated. I get it. But times are hard right now for artists. People are doing work and things like that. So I'm sorry that you had a bad experience, but I'll refund you your money, but don't expect to come back later and try to get something. I mean, that's just I don't know. That's just tough love, I guess.
Well, sometimes people can just be jerks. So,
I mean, that is the reality of it. I mean, it's hard. I like to think I'm a pretty easygoing guy, but at the end of the day, some people are just trash people, man.
Indeed.
But everybody has their own vibe, and you can't knock people that want to do what they want to do with their art. Or you just gotta stay in your lane, man.
Now, does it bother you guys when like people come up to your booth and they're like, "Hey, I want a commission," and they just want to hover over you and watch you create it from start to finish?
Oh, hell no! I'm gonna. I just hope they don't feel as awkward. Like, I might make it awkward for them because I'm gonna ask them.
Randomly touching yourself.
You start like make it awkward for them. How do you make it awkward?
I just start asking them like, "What's your deal? Who are you? Where are you from? What's your day job? Like, how many kids do you have?" No, just nothing like that. But like, just, I mean, if you're gonna stand there, like, talk to me. That's what you're there for. Like, I know some artists are kind of like reclusive. I'm a very extroverted person. So even my wife sometimes has to be like, "Shut up and draw, Mondo. Like, you're not working on this piece. Like, just do thank you for this piece." Like,
I don't know. I feel like, if the commission price is high enough and they come by and they want to check on stuff, hey, you're paying for a show too.
Yeah.
As long as you tip at the end.
Yeah. But I charge you enough. You could sit on my lap while I draw. I mean,
oh man, I have a cringe story.
No.
Okay.
How longer is this show? I think I need to.
I have a cringe commission story. So I got to show you because this is gonna take a lot of hand movements. So like I was at a table, like, I don't know, was a con here, I think maybe, and this I thought they were a couple had come up. They were Joker and Harley, and they came up and they were really cool. Like, they were vibing and talking and checking out artwork, and they were cosplayers and stuff. And they asked, like, can you draw us? Like, and I was like, yeah. Do you guys want like a separate or like together? Like, and she was like, oh, we can be like in the same picture, like the same page. I was like, okay. And then the guy like kind of like not grabs her aggressively, but he grabs her and like puts her in like the prom pose kind of or whatever. Like,
yeah.
Oh, and it's like, yeah, can you draw us like this? And the girl's face was just like very like, what's going on? Like, and so I was like, yeah, sure, let me just get a picture. So I got a picture, and then she paid me, and then or no, she didn't pay me. She was like, I could tell she was kind of like indifferent about it. And she was like, so do you pay me now or like later? And I was like, well, you can go walk around and then I'll start it and then just come see where I'm at. And then we can work out something. So they leave, and I didn't even start. I was like working on something else. And she like, she comes back, and I'm like, oh, I'm sorry. I haven't gotten to it yet. She's like, no. Like, I don't want you to do it. Like, we're not together.
Oh,
and I was like, oh. And she was like, she's like, we're just friends, and I feel really awkward. I don't know why he did that. Like, I was like, no, it's cool. I'll just tell him that I couldn't get to it. Like, are you okay? I was like, are you okay? Like, she's like, no, I'm fine. It's just really weird. I just don't like.
Yeah, that is odd.
Yeah, and so I was like, very like, I was like, hey man, sorry, I just didn't get to it. Like. And he was like, well, can you mail it? And I was like, no, man, I'm just busy with work and like, I don't know when I'm gonna open again. But
I've been like, you're friend zoned. All right, deal with it. Moving on.
It's like, what's your address? Creeps are us.
Creeps are us. Yeah.
Yeah, I could. That's your address. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Very strange.
Yeah.
That is a crazy story.
Yeah, there's a lot of different characters at con for sure.
Go around the horn. Don, craziest convention story?
Yeah.
I don't know. I have a few convention stories. I have a great story of how I got original art from Jock and Roberto Ramos.
From where?
Oh wow!
So
did it involve like dancing?
No. So the last Comic-Con, before special edition, so before the pandemic, the last one, it was my first time applying to Comic-Con. And I came and I checked to see if I could get a table off the wait list, and they called me. It was like Thursday or Friday. They're like, "Hey, you got a table?" And I was like, "Oh my god, that's amazing!" So I come in, and I don't know if you guys have ever dealt with CCI. They're super friendly. They really are the best. I come in, and Rod, who's the guy who handles the tables at the artist alley area, he's like, "Oh man, I'm sorry to tell you this, but we were supposed to be checking our emails, and the person that we were going to give the table to for you, they showed up." And I was like,
"Oh no!"
And I was like, "All right, well, that's cool." And it was funny because before that, I was standing in line talking to this dude who was super nice, and I was telling him about my comic Pablo the Gorilla, and he's like, "Oh, what's that about?" So I pitched it to him, and I was like, "Oh, Dustin Nguyen is doing my cover." And he's like, "Oh, I worked with Dustin." I was like, "Oh, nice to meet you, man. What's your name?" He's like, "Ed." I was like, "Oh." He's like, "Yeah, we worked on this book called The Authority, which I'd never read before."
Oh wow,
What?
nice. Yeah.
That's awesome. Authority's a great comic. Yeah.
Yeah. So I turned out I was talking to Ed Brubaker, who is super nice. I later told Dustin, I was like, "Oh man, I feel so dumb." I was talking to Ed Brubaker.
Oh my god.
And Dustin was like, "Oh, don't worry about it, man. Nobody knows what Ed Brubaker looks like." Because I would have told him, "Man, I love Civil War. Like, that would have been really good." So that was the first part of that story. So, anyways, they tell me I don't get a table. I'm like, all right, I'm kind of down about that a little bit, but I'm just gonna go enjoy the convention. So I was like, I'm gonna show up to this convention to support Dustin. He's doing a DC artist panel, and there's like Jock, him, I think Francis Manipool was on it, and I forgot who else was on it. But randomly, they just start giving away drawings, and they do trivia questions. I forgot the question, but I answered it, and I'm pretty sure it was the best drawing Jock did at that panel. It was just
that's awesome.
I was like, this is amazing. And then I was like, oh. I'm a huge Humberto Ramos fan, so I went to his panel after that, and he did not have any paper, and me always ready with art supplies. I was like, I got paper. So then he let me choose whatever drawing he did a drawing of Static X, so I have a drawing of Static X from Humberto Ramos. So yeah, I got 2 free pieces of artwork from 2 amazing artists at that convention.
That's awesome, man.
Good story.
Dude, Humberto Ramos backed our Kickstarter. And like messaged us and was like, "Dude, this is great." And I'm thinking like he like bought a dude, he got like the digital copy. I'm like, bro, come on.
Hey,
no, it was still pretty cool. Like he's a good guy and everything, but
yeah.
I was like, bro, come on, man.
Support indie creators, man.
Nah, but he was really cool.
Joey, what about you? You have a crazy convention story?
I've only been to a few cons. I can tell you.
Oh, I said Joey, not Jarrell.
Joey. Oh, I'm sorry. My bad. I'm not hearing well. Call me Joy. Go ahead, Joy. Tell your story.
It's been a long time since I attended one, but the best one I think was that time I met Steven Segovia.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Nice.
I was really young back then, 23, I think, or 24. Yeah, to me, that's young. So anyway, I showed him my work at the time and then gave me some tips, told me to try to draw feet as well, because when I used to draw back then, I wouldn't dare draw the feet. It wouldn't fit the paper, that's what I always thought.
You were like, well, how did I get a job?
That's a good excuse.
Yeah, it was really nice. He gave me a lot of tips on how to improve.
That's awesome.
Has stuck with me ever since. A really cool story though. not convention related, but it happened this year. A really cool experience was I got a message. Well, not from him. I only greeted him happy birthday, and he told me that my art was cool. But it came from one of the artists who influenced my style a lot. His name is Jenison Rosero, and I am just a big fan of his work. I remember viewing those sexy magazines that we used to have here in the Philippines back in the day, and then they will have his pinups. And I checked him on the Vine. I followed him everywhere, and I really liked his work. And to get a message from him saying that, oh, your art is cool. I hope we can collaborate sometime. I was just wow. Like I was thinking about it for a really long time. It's really amazing.
Yeah.
Swooning,
That is
swooning.
really cool.
Yeah, I was swimming for a whole week, I think.
That's so awesome.
Yeah, and that is why I completely love the internet and how it can just really connect artists. And you'll never even dream of meeting.
Oh yeah.
If we go back in the day, it's really cool. I mean, here I am now and talking to Joe, Joe, Vic, Don, and Roy. Also met him only via the internet, so it's pretty cool. I hope the pandemic will finally go away, so we can finally meet in person. So
That's
super
awesome.
awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's one of the
All right,
things.
Roy. What about you? Let's see if
Yeah,
Roy
go
has
ahead.
one.
No one spoke to me.
Yeah, I don't have any.
All the stories from you. No soup for you.
Nah, because I only had I only attended one convention. Yeah, and
Oh wow.
that's 2 weeks before the lockdowns here, and
Oh wow.
that's crazy. Even our the local artists friends that I met online asked me where I
Oh
was this
wow.
whole time. Why haven't I gone to the conventions? Yeah,
Yeah.
life.
Well, that's gonna change in the future. I'm pretty sure we'll see you like at all the big ones soon.
Yeah, yeah.
I know, freaking Vic's got to hold it down since we're all just sort of doing our thing here.
Yeah, I'm just sitting here admiring everybody's artwork.
Yeah, I have a freaking iPad that I set up the whole freaking thing, and I was like, okay, cool. I'll be able to have a freaking camera. This iPad has just been killing me. It's not doing what I need it to do. It's been really a
That's the way it always happens. You set up, you're like, all right, I'm ready to go. The moment you go live, everything crashes.
you know. Show you guys
I
where
think
I'm
we
at.
need to.
So I switched over
We need to
to
go around the horn again and see everybody's artwork. Armando, you want to hold that up to the camera so we can see it?
Oh
It's
yeah.
looking cool.
yeah. Let's can you zero it? I don't think you need to get
Yeah, I can't.
you need to get control
Damn.
if you can't
Oh,
do it.
look at
Yeah,
that.
that looks really cool.
Wow, Armando.
You crazy, man.
I'm crazy, man. Thanks.
No, you're not.
Thanks for being-
You're not. You didn't like draw most of that earlier. Now you're like, you know what? When they're not looking, I'm gonna switch it out for this one.
Yeah, there's like five sketches.
It's like when you watch TV and they're cooking and they're like, oh, and here's a pie.
Yeah, it's just done.
It's all
It
done.
takes 5
Yeah.
minutes.
It's the magic of editing on cameras.
Okay.
Damn. is going to be one of those that you have to either throw or figure out how to make it work. Make it work.
All right, guys, I'm gonna head out.
All right, brother.
Been on here
All
a
right,
while.
thanks.
All right, man.
You guys are awesome, man. Every one of you. And I hope to come in contact with you guys. I'll try to, if I'm not already, I'll try to follow some of your stuff. So your pages, y'all can, or if you feel comfortable, y'all are more than welcome to shoot me a DM or whatever.
Hell yeah, man.
All right, man.
Of course.
All right, guys, y'all take it easy.
All right.
All right.
All right, man.
Thank you,
Over.
Armando.
Nice meeting you.
Jarrell, we're on you now.
Oh, you're.
The
Oh, okay.
spotlight's on you.
On his
You're
hat
singled out.
of fame here.
Yeah. I don't know. Can you see that? Is that showing up? Oh,
No,
that's,
we're like,
you stole my
singled out.
you stole my face cam.
In your face.
Yeah, here, let me do this. There's my art cam.
Very
There
cool.
it is.
You should have been inking a
Cool.
long time ago, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only the small portion right here, but you know, this is one thing that I was talking to Roy about is that when you're doing digital, you like, I mean, this is the whole picture, right? And I'm like spending all this time putting all this little detail, and it's like probably not going to show up when it gets printed because it's just a small part of it. And that's one of the bad things about digital, at least for me, is I'm obsessing over all these little details, and it's just so tiny. I really need to like zoom out and ink from, you know, from a distance versus zooming in.
Benjamin Morse said, inking is looking great, Jarrell.
Oh, thank you. Oh, Ben is on here. That's awesome. So good to see you, Ben. Ben has a great comic. He was on Let It Out before too. Oh man, I'm having it's Scarlet. Ben, tell me, go on the message. It's the Scarlet Sentinel, Scarlet. Jeez, I have to go look it up again. But he has a very, very distinct style. Ben, you should join us. But yeah, digital inking is definitely a new experience.
We are Scarlet Twilight, he said.
Yes, that's it. I knew it had Scarlet in it. So,
Well, at least you got Scarlet.
yes, yes. But it is such a really man, Ben, I'm gonna have to like pull up your artwork here. It's like his style is so distinctive, and it has the time period that he set it up to. It's just I'm at a loss for words in terms of how impressive it is. Yeah.
Unfortunately, Benjamin said he would, but they've currently got COVID. So hopefully you get better real soon.
Oh my gosh. Well, Ben, you're in my prayers. I hope you get through it. Oh gosh.
Get better fast.
Yeah.
So are you feeling that all in with black, or are you just like using the drop tool on
I'm actually doing it like if it was a real ink pen. I'm like drawing it all I'm filling everything in. I'm actually scribbling it into all the blacks. I'm definitely not using all the tools that would make my life easier. I'm only using like one brush too.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, I'm not even doing yeah, I need to learn all these techniques that you guys are, using as like second nature. But yeah, it's a learning process.
Well, looks good, man.
Yeah, I was talking to Roy about that, and I asked him if he had a brush that allowed him to do some of those really nice clean hatches, and he was like telling me that he does everything by hand, all his hatch work. so Roy, you want to like tell us about your magic hatching? Maybe we should like look at your camera.
Oh, Gerald's just trying to not have it on him.
I'm not that way at all. What are you talking about? But it's on Roy now. So Roy, tell us about your magic hatching. Is it it's because you don't use is that a brush or a specific brush that does it? Let's see.
Well, if because Flip Studio has this patch brush, the one that's automatically looks like hatching. It looks non-organic,
Yeah.
so yeah. I'd
Yeah, I've seen
rather
artists.
get tired of hatching than use that brush.
I like how you're filling in like gray tones and then putting the hatch marks on top of it.
Um, yeah.
Oh, and you haven't got some
Just
screen tones in there too.
yeah, just because I'm lazy, I don't want to draw the backgrounds. So
Okay, artist tip. If you're lazy, Roy says use screen tones for the background and a gradient, and that's your quick fix.
and cross your fingers. Hope the editors will pass this one.
Uh,
Yeah,
If they don't, they're
because
insane.
this is a little bit too small for a lot of dialogue. So
Yeah.
uh-huh.
yeah, so I don't want to waste that ton of energy just to be blocked by a huge speech bubble.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, this is going to be it for me. We are going to grab a lunch.
All right, brother.
Okay.
I'll have
All
lunch
right,
with
man.
my.
That is epic, man. That's just so beautiful. I love how you do your storytelling and your art, man.
Mhm.
It's just perfection. It's absolutely
Yeah,
perfection.
it's fantastic.
Thanks, man. Thanks. Yeah,
Hey,
and
and
you shouldn't miss this Friday freestyle, Joe. Never again.
Oh yeah. I
You
learned
get
my lesson.
roasted, man.
If I don't show up, everyone's gonna make fun of me. So I gotta show up.
All right. See you
All right,
guys.
brother.
hey
All
man,
right, Roy, you have a good one.
happy anniversary, Roy. I
Oh
know you
yeah.
celebrated your anniversary recently. So
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, happy anniversary.
Don't tell them, but I forgot about our anniversary.
no.
good good thing Facebook reminds you about those things. Yeah. So that's thanks, Mark, for the meantime.
Okay.
All right,
All
see you
right.
guys.
All right, brother.
All right.
See you
Thanks,
later.
Roy. Thank you. See you later.
Yeah, I think that will be the same for me. I only
Yeah.
finished the pencils so far,
Yeah,
but you
let's
guys
check it
can
out.
Oh,
see.
single
Here we
hero.
go. I already finished for myself so I could get those hands right.
Yeah,
Oh
those
So
wow, that's
hands.
here's
amazing.
Joey Cujo of
I
JoJo's
love it.
Bizarre Adventure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
digging the hand.
Yeah, I'll probably
Oh, that's
ink this
very
and
cool.
then color it some other time once I have more time after commissions.
Oh.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
If you
Okay,
could
but
post it to the art show page too, so everyone can see it.
oh sure, yeah, I'd like that.
Yeah, that's amazing.
I very much like this work too. I really put some effort into those hands. Almost broke down.
Hey, Joy,
Yeah.
you know what's missing? There's no feet. Where are the feet?
Just a bus sketch.
Yeah, exactly. I'm just kidding. I just
I
remember
could
you were
show one drawing where I absolutely drew feet to
saying Drew
it,
feet.
but
Okay.
it's not safe for work. So
Oh. All right. You can DM it to us. We can see a
Yeah.
private message of that. Okay.
probably, yeah. I'll just do the second step of this drawing, which is crying. Crying over, oh my gosh, can I still do it?
Okay. All right. It
All
looks
right.
beautiful. It looks great. Yeah.
All right.
Thanks for
Thank you
being
so much.
on.
Amazing.
You're always welcome anytime you ever want to come on to our Friday freestyle or any other time. You can always just barge in and just hang out with us. So thanks for
Mhm.
coming on. Thanks for hanging out.
Awesome. Thanks for
Yeah,
having
thank
me.
you.
So, all right. Nice meeting everyone. Bye.
Nice meeting you.
All right.
Yeah.
Great day.
Bye bye.
We got about 30 minutes left.
30 minutes. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see what you're doing, Joe. Why don't you put your art there so we can check it out? Here we go. Let me solo that. Wow. I thought you were still doing your roughs. You already put the blacks in there
Oh
already.
yeah, you're putting inks on that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
this is on canvas too.
Canvas, yeah.
yeah. So this is I'm gonna have to do some work on the face. Not happy with it, but it'll work itself out. Pretty happy with the body. This is all done with this brush.
Is that a special brush? It's a Joe brush. That's what you
It's a
got.
Joe brush. It's
Yeah.
a 12 touch.
Knock out a lot of
Yeah.
blacks.
So yeah.
Wait, you use only one brush to do that entire thing too?
Yeah.
You use you're
Oh wow.
you're like me, only use one brush.
Yeah, so like I can get with that kind of brush, I can get some nice lines, and I can also get thick. I can get a lot of ink down at the same time, and I can sort of fade in and out of the muscle groups. But that's a shield, by the way, if you haven't figured that out on his left arm. And
I
then
got it.
And then I'll draw the. But yeah, I think the legs are typically my biggest weakness, but I'm digging his legs. His legs are working.
He didn't skip leg day.
Did not skip leg day, not at all, no. So that'll be fun. So that's what I'm working on.
Let me get Don's art cam on here. So, wow, he's put the background in.
Oh,
All right, so
yes.
there's your cosplay to do Joe.
I know. I just need a bathtub and some random cables above me. Hopefully they don't connect any text or power cables.
Electricity, yeah.
No, you gotta plug in, man.
Yeah. I love it. Yeah. I just dig it when I see someone's process. So Don, I haven't seen you work from the beginning yet. Like, so I didn't know that you had such like just roughs. Like at the beginning, it's just a sort of a energy shape.
Yeah, like here we'll cut everything all the way back. So that's the outline, right?
I love it. Yep, the perfect hair dryer weapon. Absolutely perfect. Got it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Gotta have that Con Air gun.
Yeah.
Shout out to Con Air.
Can we just have a moment to look at that left hand? That is not an easy hand draw right there. It looks like it's holding away. Like it's legit. That's a legit hand right there. I like it.
Can you zoom in? There we go.
Yeah. Perfect.
Yeah, that's a tough hand.
Everyone take note. Take note. That's like straight up Jim Lee style stacking of the fingers. That's good stuff. That's good stuff.
I would hope sitting in all of his panels that I've been to, I would have learned something.
Yeah, forearms great, arms great, face is great, absolutely perfect. Dig it, totally dig it. Well, and I mean, we got 30 minutes left, so I think everybody got to a pretty good place considering we talked for like the first hour, so everybody's work got pretty good. Yeah, I'm not 100% hating my work, so that's a good start. And then Gerald really didn't do much of at all because he looks like he did his work is at exactly the same place he started.
No, I added this other arm in the lower chest. Yeah, I'm still learning my my inking, so I'm not confident.
So let me teach you how the inking works. You grab this thing and you follow the darkest point away from the light is thicker lines. Closer to the light is thinner lines. And then if you want to get really fancy, you leave things open at the highest, brightest point of the light, you know?
Okay.
Anyway, we got 30 minutes left. Guys, if you're watching on YouTube, first off, make sure you guys are following us there. If you're watching on Facebook and you're not following us on YouTube, we've got a pretty good substantial followership as far as on Facebook and Instagram. If you can follow us on either one of those, catch us up on YouTube, follow us there, hit the bell because we have content on YouTube that you don't get anywhere else. It's features on YouTube alone. Vic's going to have some more content on there on how to draw. So if you guys are, or I don't want to say how to draw, but tricks on development. So make sure you guys are going to his channel and ours. But if you're just watching on any platform, ask us a question now. You got about 30 minutes to ask some questions. And it doesn't have to be art related. It can be about anything other than trials. We will answer any questions about anything other than a trial from anybody about anything.
Oh, a trial.
Yeah, I don't want to talk about any trials. Other than that, it's pretty much open floor.
Trials like
Like
30 days free or like
no.
trials?
No, I'm talking about like courtroom trials.
Oh, okay. That's like was someone pushing like Adobe 30-day packages earlier or something. Missed that the first hour.
No, we were talking about
no
NFTs.
Oh, NFTs. Yeah.
Hey Don, have you done NFTs? Have you gone that route yet?
I was asked to join somebody's NFT, but honestly, I don't have time. If anybody would like to pay all the fees and have me put up an NFT, let me know. You pay my gas fees, you pay the mint fee, and then I just collect the money. We'd be cool. But
that's the way.
I'll sell you to you direct. But yeah, no, I haven't. Have you all waded into the NFT crypto thing?
No, I haven't. Yeah, I was asking because I didn't know anything about it.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
I
honestly don't know.
I've researched it. It is pricey, and even like, there's just so much I don't know about it. I mean, the more I read about it, it's like I'm learning something new about it, and it's there's just so much there.
I mean, there's pros and cons to it. I feel like it's enabled a lot of artists to find their financial freedom, which is a pro. But I know there are drawbacks environmentally, and people are trying to offset that, which is kind of funny. It's like, well, you buy negative carbon emission, if you will. I don't really know how the process works to offset your carbon footprint, but then at the same time, you're still doing the thing that you're not supposed to be doing. So I don't know.
That whole carbon footprint thing kind of is like, I don't think they even have a metric. It's all like theory that, I mean, how can you say, unless everybody starts doing NFTs at the same time and you see a spike in like energy consumption, then maybe you can prove it that way. But I mean, heck, a viral video on YouTube that gets millions of people clicking on it, that's going to cause server traffic and cause a spike in energy. I don't know if you can really say, hey, it's going to be detrimental to the environment. I mean, I like to see actual numbers to see how that would work.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody wants to buy what I've been working on tonight, here it is. Right here.
That is art.
Highest
it's like,
bidder.
It's like that's like the banana like taped to a canvas.
Yeah.
Vic has topped that. He's like, blank canvas signed by Vic. You can get it here on Friday Freestyle.
It'll be signed in white ink, so it won't show.
It's even better.
It's funny, I always had this joke back in the day in art school. It's like, oh, when I get to comics, I would love to make a blank comic so that people would just imagine what their comic would be, or just draw on it. And then DC like dropped the Superman blank and the Batman and the Wonder Woman blank. I'm like, man, you beat me to it.
They heard you. You.
They just read my mind, and they're like, this guy.
I forgot what book it was, but somebody did that. They purposely like sent their character to heaven so they didn't have to do backgrounds. It was just all white.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember what book it was, but I remember the artist talking about it. He was like, I just didn't want to do backgrounds, so I sent them to heaven for an issue, and I didn't have to draw any backgrounds. It was just all white.
Just like 14 pages of like talking to God or whatever.
Pretty much.
Speech bubbles.
And then God's just a voice, so you don't have to draw him either.
It's ethereal, man. You should understand how this works. We just have speech balloons.
Actually, they're word balloons. You just can't see them because the word balloons are white too. So.
I'd have to look that up. I don't remember who it was.
Was it like a bestseller? Did it break?
I don't know. I'm kind of thinking it was Eric Larson, one of his Savage Dragon books.
Oh, really?
I think I'm not 100% positive, but I think he did that. It was just like I was saving time, and I just did all white backgrounds.
That's funny. I mean, he's drawn enough panels and details. I feel like we can forgive him for that, right?
Yeah, right.
I have to say, Eric Larson was he's one of the guys that I remember Savage Dragon. Actually, when he was doing Spider-Man, he was the guy that broke out of panels. Like his characters they weren't constrained by the panels. He had them breaking out of the panels, and I thought that was brilliant. I loved that about his art. His art, the foreshortening was always so extreme, and he broke out of the panels. I don't know if there was other artists that did that, but to me, that I'll always remember that's one of his things, one of his trademarks.
He is a huge Kirby fan, so I know he takes a lot of stock and influence from Jack Kirby, and you could totally see it too.
Yeah.
Have you ever seen him drawing live? Like actually watched a video of him drawing?
No.
If you guys ever do, watch how he holds his pencil. It's the weirdest, most uncomfortable thing I've ever seen. Like ever.
He's throwing gang signs.
He does this like weird, like it's like a little kid eating with a fork. Like it's just the weirdest.
I've never heard of it.
Hold a pencil ever, and
that
he draws super fast.
I wonder if he does it because sometimes when you sketch like in pastel or in chalk, that's how you hold it. Especially if you're working on easel, you work this way.
Oh, I don't know. I saw him doing sketches at a convention one time. I walked by his table and he was holding his pencil like that, and I was just staring at him. I was like, how does he do that? Like, how does his hand not hurt at the end of the day of just drawing with this weird?
Yeah.
I can't even describe it. It's so weird. You just have to see it.
I have to check
I know what you're talking about. It's like Vic was probably like staring at his hand more than his art.
Yeah, I really was. I was like, that's my hand hurts just watching you draw. How are you doing that? Oh, that's coming out nice.
I can't wait to get. Are you gonna do gray tones?
Are you gonna go color on that one, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna paint over it right now, and then I'm gonna go in and I'll cut into the face a little bit with the paints. Try to peek into it a little bit. Oh man, you guys are gonna show me. All right, I'll give you guys a.
All right, anyways, that looks great. I like it.
All right, where are we at? I don't know. I got about 14 minutes. I think I can come up with a finished piece.
Yeah, I'm gonna head out, gentlemen. Thank you so much for having me on.
Hey, thanks for jumping in, man.
Yeah, I am actually gonna go back to working on Pablo the Gorilla and hopefully have it ready.
Well, do you have any pages that you want to show? Do you have anything?
No, everything right now I'm writing and thumbing, so it's super loose. But I can let me see if I can.
How many books do you have out right now with the Gorilla?
I was supposed to be in Digital Webbing Presents, so there was supposed to be a 2-pager for Ed Dukeshire. So he has a 2-pager of mine, but I don't know what happened during the pandemic. I don't think he had enough submissions. So I may actually take that and bring that to issue number 2. But so far, it's just issue number 1. I was supposed to tour with it in 2020, but we all know what happened in 2020.
Shut down. Yeah, for real.
Yeah. So it's making its rounds now, and then obviously through the beginning of next year, and then hopefully we'll just roll right into it.
Well, do me a favor and put a link to your whatever tree that goes to your book. I know the first one. I don't know. I know what you were talking about as far as like the issues with moving around, but you have the books as far as that you can ship out the first one, right?
Yeah, the first one's ready to go. If you go to my Etsy shop, I think it's just etsy.com/winning it should take you there. Or if you just Google winning it, move my head. There you go. You'll find my Etsy shop, and you can pick up Pablo the Gorilla directly from there. So on the shop, there is a blank. There's 3 covers. There's the regular cover, which is done by me. Dustin Wynn did a cover. That's the special variant. And then there is a blank, and I do a quick con-style sketch. And if you'd like to save on shipping, please come find me at a convention. You will save a ton on shipping. And I have a package deal where you also get an enamel pin and your choice of one of my stickers that features Pablo as well.
Awesome, man. Yeah, sick. Thanks for coming on. Thanks for hanging out with us.
Appreciate the time, Joe.
Doors always open. So appreciate just hanging out.
Hopefully, I could swing by at Ontario and talk to you in person this time instead of just walking by your booth.
Yeah, so I'll be at 937 with the Sketchy Bugs. I don't know if you, Vic, know the Sketchy Bugs or not. They're, I think they're one of the largest comic book creator collectives out here in Southern California. The other big one is Accidental Aliens, which is run by Scotty Lost out in San Diego. Yeah, find us at 937. I'll be just hanging out. Hopefully, I'll have a chance to actually walk around the convention and say hi to people that I missed at LA Comic Con, because I did not expect. I had a commission to start off the convention on my pre-commission list, and then I ended the convention on a commission because I was like, oh, 3:30, I'm gonna get up and like walk around and go say hi to friends. And somebody came over and was like, do a commission. I was like, I'm gonna take your money.
Yeah, I walked by your booth a couple of times and you were busy every time I went by.
Yeah, which is how we like to be, right? As creators. That's the best possible thing. Yeah, people were just like, I think Ray had left early, and I was just like, well, just come get art for me.
I'll be behind the crowd going, hey,
yeah,
remember?
But yeah, I hope Ontario will be chill. I know it's usually a pretty chill event. So yeah, definitely come by. Appreciate seeing you, and yeah, hopefully I'll see you guys on the road. Do you guys have convention schedules planned?
I'm right now, so I don't.
No.
Yeah, okay. I'll probably be in Korea as the next con I go to, because I was looking at some stuff in January, February, but I'm not really seeing anything on the West Coast that's substantial enough to go to.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wait, are you on the East Coast, Joe?
I'm on the West Coast right now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this is. I never got to get down to California and do what I wanted to do there, so that was my big regret.
Yeah. Wait, you're up in Washington, right?
Yeah, I'm Washington State. Yeah.
Okay. Rose City, have you been to that one? That was a great.
No, because I was so busy with work. The first 2 years, and then the first year, and then COVID hit. That I've been here, it basically I haven't been able to do anything other than Emerald City.
Oh yeah, Emerald City's a great one. That one's gotten super crazy though the last few years.
Yeah.
Especially in terms of traffic. But yeah, hey, if you ever get a chance, come down to Rose City. That's the one I do.
Okay.
In the Pacific Northwest area. That's a great convention. And then next year I'm going to be doing Baltimore again, Heroes Con in June, WonderCon, San Diego. And
you're gonna be in Baltimore. I'll check you out in Baltimore.
Come by Baltimore. I did it this year. I'd never been before, so it was my first time in Maryland, and that was a fantastic convention.
Yeah, I love Baltimore.
There's a whole vibe there.
Yeah, Baltimore is definitely, compared to other cons, which have become a lot more cosplay and just entertainment. Baltimore is still very comics. It's just comics, type stuff. But it has a different vibe to itself. And I heard Awesome Con, which is in Washington D.C.
Yeah.
I don't know if you're going to be at that one. I heard that's up and coming. I haven't been to that yet.
I have been. I've heard good things, and they're the same organizers, if I'm not mistaken. They're Left Field Media that does Comic Con.
Okay, I see. I just know that a lot of people have been talking about it, and I think they've been getting a lot more entertainment guests to go along with their comic stuff.
Okay.
But yeah, I look forward to meeting you. It'll be one of those things.
I look forward to meeting you guys as well. Thank you so much once again, everybody, for having me on. You gentlemen have a fantastic evening.
Thank you, Dad. Have a great night.
See ya. All right, just so you guys know, I actually did start another character. So
there you go.
Starting that out. so you will see there's actually some
yeah, I saw you going.
Yeah, so I can't be as fast as you guys. It's like, Vic, I haven't actually. How long does it take you to? One of my favorite pieces by you is that pumpkin head guy, and how long did it take you to do the inking for that? Was that like days, or was
inking,
that
with that one the inking didn't take long, only because I'd done all the pencils detailed, so just going over my own work again. I do something like what Roy does, and you know, I do a loose sketch now, and then I just go straight to inks to start finalizing what it looks like, because it saves time. It saves so much time, because there's be so many times when I do artwork and then I'd be like, damn it, I gotta ink this now. Like I just don't want to. Why did I do all these lines? Because now I have to ink it.
That's where you hire another inker or another colorist. But when you're a one-man band, and I have to tell you, yeah, that piece you did, that's still one of my favorites. I mean, that just because it's like all the blades of grass and all the corn stalks, and then you had that really cool coloring effect that you put on it. It was one of my favorite pieces of yours. But,
thanks, man.
Just insane amount of details. I was prepared for you to tell me, oh yeah, that took a month. And you're like, nah, once I put all the pencils in, it was like just tracing and, you know, putting in my things, because then it got, you know, the color was very expressive on top of that.
Oh, I didn't say inking was tracing, man. Don't want to get in trouble.
No. It's tracing for you because you're the original penciler. Yeah, I don't mean slight inkers in any way when I say tracing. But yeah.
No, yeah, it's just me going over my own lines again.
Yes, there you go.
And
see?
you know, I was so used to doing my own pencils, and then once I started inking, you know, I think it was until I saw like guys like Pepper Larraz doing their work, and then I was like, oh, that's a shortcut. That's a cheat. Like, why didn't I think of that before? Like, I would sit here and do like as much detail as possible, and then be like, man, why did I do that? Because now I have to ink it. There's got to be a faster way. And then once I saw other artists just going straight into inks, that's when I was like, oh, that's my shortcut. That's my cheat.
Yeah, exactly. It's like you got the cheat code from a video game. It's like, oh, that's how they do it. That's how the masters are able to do their stuff really fast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
but
my thing went straight to shit. So
what?
Oh no.
Yeah. So when I painted over it, it bled all the ink. So I'm just gonna give up on it.
Oh no.
What do you can't salvage it?
I'm gonna give you guess if I can salvage it or not.
Yes, you can salvage it.
All right. Are you gonna stand by that? I don't know.
Well, I don't know how.
You ready? I'll go ahead and blow myself up here real quick, or make myself larger here. Dun, dun, dun.
Oh,
you know
what happened?
You know what? That actually looks like a there's another artist that does something similar to that.
Well, I know. I could play with it and see maybe about making something kind of work, but
you have to go back in and with whites and bring back out the detail. But you know, you can still use that background, I think.
Yes, you're right. I can use this painting right here that I created, and I can put it right in the trash and mark it up as a learned experience.
Is it because it was on an easel, and when you did something,
what it was is I was watering down the paint that I was using to such an extent that it made the ink fluid, and then the ink ran. So I was trying to have it watered because I wanted it to go across smooth and opaque. Well, no, is that the right word, opaque? I wanted the opacity to go through the colors because I wanted one solid brown to go across the whole canvas, and then come in and really do the fine tuning on the skin, dark brown reds to a very light to white, and then have that nice thing on the background, that nice sort of brown behind the character. But
I'm going to tell you, don't throw it away. Don't throw it away. Work with it, because the anatomy and the foundation is there. You just need to use you need to use
Jesus and a lot of prayer.
No, I've seen like artists that paint, and it looks like they've messed it up. Like they'll do their initial sketching, and then they do the background, and it's like they do a wash over the entire thing.
Well, I know, and I totally dig their style.
And then they go back into it. You could do it. You can definitely do it. Yeah. Man.
Look at him. Look, he's figuring it out right now.
Yeah. I'm going to send you
I just don't want to.
That's your ADD kicking in. You're like, oh, nah, I'm done with it. So,
yeah. I have the inks that I was happy with at one point. I learned that you can't do certain things with gouache over inks. And it's a solid working learning experience. So
that's one of the drawbacks of traditional. Vic can attest to doing digital. You revert to the last save version, or you just keep on undoing until you get to where you're at, right? So
unless you're on the wrong layer, and that's just
and then
that's another story altogether.
I know. If you inked on your blue line, and then you can't get rid of the blue line because you inked on top of it. It's like, that's a mistake. Anyway, it's been
that
great.
was the reason the Batman screamed, "Fuck!" Anyway, all right. So 9:51. Yep. Do you want to close us out there, Gerald? I think it was fitting that we're the last three. It's us. Thank you guys for staying on all the way through. It was a pretty good show. Pretty good show.
Yeah, it was a good show.
Yeah, we talked a lot we talked a lot about a lot of things, and the only thing that was missing was Vic's art, because I'm missing it, and we hope your wrist heals up fast. I'm glad. Don't force it. Go ahead and let it heal up completely, because the worst thing you could do is like start using it when it's not completely healed, and then you're out for another couple weeks.
I know.
Just enjoy the holidays and catch up on comic books that you hadn't got a chance to read or something like that, and enjoy your family, and and then of course let everybody know. Hopefully next Saturday or Sunday, we're gonna have a year in review, end of the year show, and we're going to officially announce the it's not even a super secret thing, but
it's not secret. It's been brought up a few times. Thanks, Benjamin.
It's been brought up. We want to show. Thanks, Ben. I hope you get better. I hope you get better.
Yeah.
But I hope that we can actually show the very first episode of Art Tricks. It's going to be dope. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait because it's going to be a really treat for everybody to check out. So hopefully we'll have that year in review show next weekend, and we can just talk about all the blessings and all the things that we've had in this and despite the pandemic. One of those blessings is this guy right here. We met Vic, and now he's a part of Comics Cast, and it's going to be really thrilling to see what he's going to do in 2022, right? So that being said,
is going to go.
Hell yeah. All right, so I want to make sure we thank all the special guests we had on today. Thank you for guys that jumped on the Super Random. The door is open. It's an open mic night. It's low planning, low preparation. It's just get in your studio, turn on your camera, have some fun with us. We'll chat comics, we'll chat anything you want to talk about. We'll have that conversation. This is our open forum program, and I want to keep pushing us to do this forum no matter what, as we keep pushing towards launching the app next year, building the website, focusing on more documenting what we're doing versus, because at some point, look, what is it, poor Vic?
Yeah, poor me.
So the biggest thing is, and we'll talk about this in the year review, but I want to tell the people that showed up and stayed during the whole thing, reward to you guys. We'll have this conversation a little bit. Thank you so much for sticking all the way through the show. It's been 3 hours. It's been a marathon. We're drawing, so it goes fast. But you guys are watching. Sometimes it might drag. So thank you for being on. So one of the things we're going to talk about in the anniversary show is that we're going to be switching from highlighting creators as our main focus to building a platform that's going to empower creatives to be professionals in their own right and open up their time to make more books. Get away from the 9 to 5, make yourself your own professional So everything that we do, the dream, all the work that Gerald and I and now Vic have been putting towards has been building relationships. Because at the end of the day, what we want is we want to recreate what it means to be an independent artist and an IP owner, so that we can be true professionals and do what we love to do. And for me, I was talking about earlier that I don't do artwork as much as I used to. It really doesn't bother me because the thing I'm passionate about is building this platform and building a better space for all of us in the future. But a lot of it's going to come from the indie community. The biggest things we got to do is stop squabbling amongst ourselves, stop the drama. If you feel drama, just be upfront with each other, because we got to keep building. Because if we unify, then we're stronger than any other major corporation that's running comics. Because we're right there on the ground floor with the readers. We know exactly what they want. And at the end of the day, we're going to do what we love, and the readers are going to follow us or not. And what's great about this new platform that we're building is going to have every kind of creator in it. Kids books, fantasy books, sci-fi, adult books, not too adult now. Sorry, Joy. We'll look on there. Joy's going to be in there for sure. We'll definitely highlight her. It's going to have great videos featuring artists from all over the world. It's going to have stuff for new artists that want to learn about how to be an artist. We're definitely going to make sure that we leverage the relationships we've had, and get artists on there to show other artists how to improve and get better. I mean, Vic is a prime candidate, and if you only know Vic from this show, you missed out on his art abilities. Just look him up, Vic Medina. You're going to find him. He's on YouTube. He's on Facebook. And on Instagram. So you'll be able to find him just fine. Great artist. So, and Gerald's coming along. You know, he's a punk, but he's gonna be all right. No, Gerald's amazing, and he just got published again for another cover, or is that your first one?
Well, I owe Philip Russert a cover, but
no, I'm talking about Correct Hand Comics.
Yes, that was my first published cover. So very happy about it.
Roy just said something, and I feel bad. Roy said we're definitely going to slay the dragon. So I appreciate that, and I want to say thank you to Roy, his whole freaking fan. I want to say thank you to everybody who's just been on this ride with us for the last 2 years. I'm definitely killing myself on what we're going to talk about a year in review, but for the last 2 years, it's been such a huge ride to focus on creators, build those relationships. I'm so happy for Gerald. He's made so many connections. I started this with like all the connections, and Gerald totally just took the ball and ran with it. And I'm so happy for him. But yeah, the first 2 years was a challenge. It was a lot of work to plan things, to constantly have more and more shows. It just takes a lot of time. So the reason why we're going to start cutting back on shows is because we got to get the platform built. So we got to cut back on shows, but we're going to keep documenting what we're doing so you guys can see what we're doing. You guys can ask questions. But I think this show can endure. I hate to say that Gerald's Let It Out is going to have to cut back a little bit. And then we'll bring it back when the app launches. We'll bring it back. So I promise you we'll come back.
Bigger and better.
Bigger and better production value, because we'll have money. Because the more money we have, the better product we can make and the bigger platform we can make. So that being said, there's a magazine coming. It's going to happen. I want that magazine so bad. 8 pages. I think we can definitely produce it. But anyway, I'm not going to promise that, because let's just focus on one thing at a time. But anyway, that was my soapbox. I just wanted to say those few things, and thank you to everyone again who was on today. And yeah, we'll just keep driving forward and push to that launch point in June.
Yeah, that's our goal. So you're just gonna have to repeat all that stuff again when we do the year-end show. So just make sure you say it.
What's so funny is it's you know, Gerald, you're the guy who's made the connections, and like you remember everybody. You remember all their names, all their faces, like their history, their families, like
everything. Yeah.
And I'm so
well. Apparently, I forgot Ben's book, and I feel horrible. I know it had Scarlet in it,
but I mean, you remember it was Scarlet. I was like, you know, and I'm terrible with all the names. I just know that I got to fix something. I know it's broken. I know that there's an audience for it, and I know that we can expand past the audience. So I'm going to do what I can. And if I forget someone's name, I apologize. I'm just terrible with names, but I love that you sort of, pick up the slack on that a little bit. But I don't need to remember this line. I don't need to remember any of this stuff because it's all like I can just spit this out at any time because this is what we're doing. This is what we're doing. It's too easy to talk about. So I'll bring it back up at the end of your review. But yeah, it's a great day. 10 o'clock. We just hit our time, 10 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So we're at 3 hours. You want to take us out, Gerald, Vic? Or actually, you know what? Let's have Vic say a few words. Give Vic a few moments to have his own space and time, and then Gerald go ahead and close us out.
Okay.
I just want to say thanks for everybody that came on. It's always so amazing seeing other artists work. It's why I love this show so much. Like seeing how they create in their process. It's amazing. Thank you for everybody that's watching, everybody that's reaching out. I can't wait to see what 2022 has. And see all the new books and making, new friends, new connections. It's going to be great.
Thanks,
Amen.
brother. Thanks for being on the team. As long as we can have you, and as soon as we can, we're going to pay you.
we will all get paid. And thank you, Vic. Anyway, let's close it out. So see you next weekend.
That's all you got? You don't have a heart-wrenching speech?
No, well, I thought you wanted to close it. I can definitely do it.
Heart-wrenching speech.
I'm not going to do it. I'll save it for the year-end show. So I love you guys. I love our guests. I love our audience. I love you, the two of you, and Rick too. So let's go. I'll see you guys next week. Get it done, or more to do in 2022. #. All right.